Yo, yo, yo. What's up, all you beautiful people?
Happy Friday, fellas.
It's finally Friday.
Well, I mean, we always say that, bro, but like in our business, there really is no such thing as freaking Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really honestly doesn't exist, man. Well, welcome to our first run, trying to do an earlier show. We just want to see how this may help us view count. We do really good on views after the show, but we just want to see if we can accumulate some more actually during the show, get some more comments going, have some better interaction with y'all, the audience. So for the time being, we're going to do this. Well, I say do this time slot. Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to do 3:30, and then Friday we're going to do 4. Only reason we're doing 4 is because Friday we drink, and Hunter and I were like, dude, if we start drinking before 4, which should be 5 Eastern, people probably think that we have a drinking problem. So that 30 minutes to us makes a difference.
Hey, we're on Central Time, okay? We're on Central Time, so I'm not going to let the East Coast beat me there.
I know that's fine. Bro. So,
around the world.
Wednesday, Thursday, 3:30, and then Friday at 4. So instead of the late night show, y'all will get to end your day with the lounge. I mean, everybody knows last hour of the day, you're really just pitting around, updating your social media, sending your last few little emails and shit. So while you're doing all that, you can listen to Hunter and I's craziness in the background. So
dodge some traffic, dodge rush hour, go to the bar and have a beer with the boys. Pull up the lounge.
That's a good point. That's right. Just take your phone with you. Go to the bar and watch the Logistics Lounge and have a drink with us. That is actually a fantastic idea, Hunter. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get on to our regularly scheduled program. Mr. Hunter, how was your day today, broski?
It was good, man. It was good. Same old. Nice, beautiful day here in Nashville. Once again, hitting the slopes, but happy to be here, man. Happy to have you on, Sam, and excited to see where this earlier show takes us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Today's been, I was telling Rob earlier, today's just one of those days where everyone trying to piss me off and succeeded. Overage on claim took 8 hours to solve. Figure that one out.
Gotta love that.
Oh, yeah, on a Friday.
I bet you it was reefer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, how did I know? Oh, fucking psychic. I'm psychic.
When's the last time you heard an overage on a flatbed?
Fuck it. Never. But that's not the point. The point is that I knew that it was a reefer because it took 8 hours. That's what the point is, bro. That's what the point is. Other than that, Sam, was your day all right, brother?
Yeah, it was okay. Talked to a couple new guys, new companies, stuff like that. Getting them all sorted out. Get them all set up with the companies that will actually run these. I think I don't remember if it was your post or someone of them, but I'm tired of brokers asking for an actual address instead of a virtual address. Well, then themselves using a PO box. Yeah. You tell me how that works.
I will.
Than I am.
I will do that. As soon as we get to that, we'll actually make that the very first question. And remember that because, dude, I probably won't because I'm fucking ADD. But all right, so we're gonna go and get into our first sponsor break real quick. We have a brand new sponsor. As you can see, their logo is up there in the corner. Matter of fact, let me roll. There you go. There's their phone number and their email down there at the bottom. Shoreline Capital. Man, everyone, one of the biggest struggles with the new business is keeping your capital flowing. Pretty much any industry, you're talking net 30, net 45, net 60 terms. So a lot of folks, they decide to factor their invoices, especially carriers and brokers. Shoreline Capital, that's what they do. Clint Weston and his team, Nick Yunker, all of them over there, fantastic people. We'll actually have Clint on next week to drop some more information about Shoreline with everyone, and we look forward to seeing y'all there. But in the meantime, you can just watch this beautiful bean footage about how they do things. All right. Like I said, as you see down there, bottom of your screen, there's their information. Hit them up. Make sure that you tell them that you saw it on the. No, you are not, Hunter. Make sure you saw it. That you saw it on the lounge. All right. And here is AccuBid Pro. And they actually just renewed their sponsorship today. Jimmy and I had a quick little go through with some text messages, and he decided he wanted to renew and keep running with us because he
don't be a victim of cheat.
Gotten some business from it. Jesus Lord, and wants to continue being one of our sponsors. So, Jimmy, if you're watching, man, we truly appreciate it. We look forward to having you back on the show again here soon. And AccuBid Pro, we talk about the app every single time we're on. Great tool out there for all you owner operators. Sam, matter of fact, I need to start advertising this guy in your group. His whole app, man, is about carriers figuring out their cost per mile. You know, a lot of these carriers, they chase this big dollar amount. Oh, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. And that doesn't matter. It can be $8,000. If it's below what the cost per mile is to run your truck, you're still losing money, dummy. So AccuBid, they have the solution for that. Right now is as they're being a sponsor on our show, you get the first month free, and after that, it's only $19.99 a month. Make sure you download the app, you give them some feedback, tell them you saw it heard about it on the Logistics Lounge, or send them an email at the email address down there below.
Don't be a victim of cheap freight anymore. Take back control. These are turbulent times for the transportation industry, with companies merging or even closing their doors. Whether you're going out on your own or leasing on with a new company, know your operating costs. Look out for you and bid better with AccuBid Pro.
Lauren, this is the one time I'm going to let you on screen. You see what kind of people follow you over here, Sam? Like, man. No, we love Lauren. Yeah, hi, hey Lauren. We love Lauren. She's been on or has commented on some other one of our shows before. We absolutely adore her. Happy Friday to you, Lauren. Hope
Friday.
I hope you had a good Friday and you got a great weekend lined up, man. Oh man, I'll tell you what, dude. I was so ready for this fucking day to end, man. I don't even think I told y'all about my day. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't think so.
That was my day, man. I don't think you did either.
I don't think I did either. I think we just rolled into shit, man. Like we're so off because it's so early, yo. Dude. So my day was nothing but problems. I just won't. That's what it was. Still dealing with these claims. Two of these insurance companies, like they are purposely set up so you cannot get in touch with anybody, and that is cornucopious. I don't know. I think it's Cocoda Putin, some shit. Y'all probably out there know what I'm talking about. Copunicus, I don't know. Them in the Hartford, bro. We're struggling to get in touch with these people. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I dealt with that, and then I finally came to the decision today that I would never ever do LTL freight again. It's just not worth it unless you are coming at me with like 60 fucking shipments a month. I will never touch LTL again, which it really sucks because me saying that, I'm honestly about to lose a customer. But I mean, I only run a few, but I'm gonna tell you.
I like LTL.
No. Well, that's fine, man. Someone else can do it because I'm gonna tell you why, man. When I book a truck for you at $500, and then this was in October, and it takes your ass until December to come back and say, oh, hey, that $500 is actually $700. And here's the reason, because we put an inspection fee and we changed the class and all this other bullshit. And we add 10% onto your stuff after the fact. And, and dude, I know people, customers that do LTL, they understand what variances are. It is a very common thing. But I'm one of those people, when I give you a rate, like that's the rate. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to come back to you and say, hey, I need another $300, $400, $500 freaking dollars. And now that's what I got to do. Now, maybe people out there would say, oh, well, you should eat that. You know, it's only whatever. Fuck you. Like, you want to lose money, you lose money. I don't lose money. I don't book losses. I don't take losses. I'll take a break even, but I'm not eating $500 and something because FedEx wanted to change the class, charge me a 10% service fee, and then an inspection fee on my freight. What did you expect? What'd you do? Read the label? Read the BOL I gave you? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, My day sucked, bro. My day sucked. It really did. So I will no longer be doing LTL. So that is as simple as it is. But anyhow,
You just
so,
wanted to step in and be the next yellow, right?
yeah, no, let me tell you, I don't like, man. Some people do, bro. I get it, man. Like to me, LTL freight is really I look at it as a niche thing, just like when it comes to drayage, you know what I mean, or oversized. Like it really is. I mean, anybody can go and get an LTL quote. You know what I'm saying? Like there's platforms out there. You know, you go, you enter the information, it spits out a quote. You can book the truck. But I mean, it's just the variances, man. Like and the shitty ass service. It really is, man. Like it is the most horrible service you can ask for. I've had like several claims on LTL stuff. I've had things be, 2-3 days late. I mean, every single time there's a variance, and then I got to call and deal with that, and it takes them, 30 to 60 days. Actually, I say 45 to 60 days to get you a final invoice. This load I'm talking about, dude. I booked this on October 2nd, and we're just now getting to the point where we're getting final invoicing and stuff from FedEx. You know what I'm saying? And then when I do get it, it's all this problem. So, I mean,
Are you using FedEx, dude? That's like using T-Force, man.
No, it's more complicated than that, man. They ship a specific commodity that other LTL companies don't touch. And where they ship out of is already a very few LTL carriers that haul from that area. And then they go to all sorts of other places. So, like, you may start out with 5, oh yeah, there's, or there's 7 carriers out of that area. And then you enter the destination and goes, oh, my bad, 3. You know what I mean? And so, and you and out of those 3, dude, like one of them is always Central. I personally do like Central Transport. I will say that they're really, really good. I've never had a problem with them. I will say that, but they won't haul the commodity that this customer deals with. So, and the other one is RNL, and RNL, I can't remember what their issue with it is, but I end up having to go FedEx priority. Like that's always what I have to go. And it gets delivered on time, and I will say their communication is good, but their billing process and they just drop an invoice on you and say, oh, hey, we decided to tack on 35% of what the original rate was, and here's the stupid bullshit reason why. So anyway, man, yeah, I hate LTL. I never.
You can always prepay.
Yeah,
give them some money up front. They might not have any issues on the back end.
Oh no, I mean, I'll partial the hell out some shit. I love partials, but I don't like LTL. And I know those two words, can intertwine and kind of be said the same, but to me, it's not. I mean, partial is putting it on a truck with maybe one other load, 2 other loads, on a 53-foot, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different to me. Or
I don't like any partial, but I don't like any partial unless it's flatbed.
I love them. I love partials. I don't care what it flatbed, step deck, fucking van, reefer. I will take some partials all day long. Bro, I have such a mad box truck and sprinter van and hot shot network. It's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's my favorite freight in the world right there.
I know. I would do box truck loads all day, man. Oh, that's easy freight, bro. Easy freight.
I love it.
Dude,
shout out to my boys at Hugo Hunter. And tracking on the hour, dude. Every single van, every single little truck they have, teams. And they get good rates, man. I love that shit.
I do too, man. I do too. All right. Well, we got tracking off on me and my BS, whatever. So we're gonna roll into the news. Usually I got some little notes made up. I'm gonna straight tell y'all I do not. Today's been a crazy day, and it's going on at 4-star. Really didn't give us a lot of time to get prepared because we just decided this yesterday. So I'm pretty much just going to almost read word for word on these articles, which I hate to do, but hey, it is what it is. Shit happens. Y'all have to bear with us. So the first one I'll bring up is actually continuing coverage. I love saying that, Hunter. Just think about that, bro. Continuing coverage, Hunter. There it is right there.
Ooh, it's like jazz for the soul, man.
Okay, anyway, all right, continuing coverage. I know some other shows have already talked about this stuff today. Depending on where you're watching, maybe you haven't seen it. But we talked about this. I believe it was the end of maybe last Friday, matter of fact, about how the unions strike again. You know what I mean? They're moving on to something else about how just prolific this has been this year. And DHL last week we did a story where they were talking about striking. So as you can see here, they did it. 1,100 DHL Express Teamsters out of the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport. They decided to go on strike yesterday. The company obviously was forced with a work stoppage. DHL says it has the opportunity to right this wrong by respecting our members and coming to terms with a strong contract. So these Teamsters, they represent more than 6,000 members of DHL. US Basically, there you go. I mean, whatever, dude. Everybody's heard about it. I'm not going to read this long freaking article. I said long, but there you go. DHL decided to strike yesterday. You already know what it's for. It's always money and benefits and time off. And, I need a soft mat to stand on, fucking Crimea River type stuff. But yeah, DHL, we'll see how that lasts. I actually want to look up, I think I talked on the last show, and look up how many strikes have been this year. And I do want to point out that the Teamsters is a part of every single one of them. All the ones with the car manufacturers, the one at Mac, the one at DHL. So I just want to say, we had that thing about unions, about how like the unions themselves, they love strikes. You know what I mean? Like they just love it because they know it means more money for them. And I just find it, coincidental that most of the strikes this year, the Teamsters union has been behind it. Jimmy Hoffa would be proud. And that's all I gotta say.
Funny how it's happening right before Christmas time too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I will say I did find something out that because I wondered, I was like, man, I was like, these people striking shit. I was like, you don't get paid. I was like, I'd be like, forget all y'all. Like, I'm gonna go in here and suck up this overtime from you fools not working. but I guess
scabbing. Don't be a scab, dude. You can't be a scab.
Hey, I don't give a shit. I ain't like that, man. Hey, I'm gonna get mine, man. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: whether I work or not, whenever they push through that contract, I'm still gonna benefit from it. You know what I mean? They're not just gonna exclude so and so from when that contract gets up. So I'm gonna be making money, and I'm gonna get more money in the end. But anyway, I found out they do have funds. The unions do set up funds for this type of thing, and it's pretty much like unemployment. They pay them 60-70% or whatever it is of their regular salary, which I don't know, even to me it's like, man, you're already striking because you're saying you're not getting paid enough, you need all this stuff, and then you're like, oh hey, I'm willing to take a third of my pay out of my pocket and strike for gosh knows how long, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's neither here nor there. So yeah, Teamsters behind another one, as I said when I talked about the other article, the union strike again, man. This other one is, oh yeah, look at those beautiful jerseys, bro. This other one is one that's actually dear to my heart, but I thought it was something positive. I wanted to bring it up. I usually don't talk about two news stories. I actually just stumbled on this one maybe 30 minutes ago, just when I was cruising around. It is from the end of November, so, little old, not too much. But as you see, a trucking grandma earns her degree while OTR thanks to a challenge from her grandson. 63-year-old Robin Roberts has been a trucker along with her husband for the past 15 years. They drive for a company, but they own the truck together. So she was given a challenge by her grandson to educate herself while she was OTR, and she recently just completed that challenge and received her bachelor's degree. It says after high school, she went to college, but she dropped out after 2 years. She then had a job in the legal field, raised her children. But once they got grown, she went into trucking, which when I was a driver, I actually met a lot of older couples that did that. And a lot of them had said, like, we thought about buying an RV or whatever, but then we're like, hey, let's just go get our CDL and get paid to travel the country. I knew this one couple, they actually used to take like 2 weeks off in these random places, man. They would drive for 2 months and say, oh, hey, send us to Vegas. And they would fucking take 2 weeks off in Vegas, man. It was this pretty cool deal. Anyway, so she took her kids, and then decided to become a driver. So I want to see if it says, yes, she went to SNHU, which I'm sure y'all have seen the commercials for that. That's Southern New Hampshire University. I'm trying to look at what she got her degree in. I read it earlier and I didn't see it. Yeah, whatever. All right. Well, either way, just want to say congratulations to Miss Roberts. I ended up doing the same thing. I got my education in logistics while I was behind the wheel of a truck, and it took me 4 years to get a 2.5 or a 2-year degree, only because, it takes time. I had to do like 2 or 3 classes at a time. So I know how hard it is, and, applause to her. Congratulations to her. So that right there wraps up our 2 little news stories that we got to say. Let me fucking stop presenting like an idiot here. Now we bring on the legend, the Superman of dispatching. I don't mean you, Hunter. You're already on. Okay, you're already on. We're bring on.
Hey, don't assume my reactions are about me. All right.
All right. So, there is a ton of talk in this industry about dispatchers. I don't see a lot of it on LinkedIn, but there is a ton of it on Facebook. And but most of you should know my stance by now. I think dispatchers have a role in this industry, just like all of us do. Carriers have a part in it, brokers, shippers, dispatchers, like the freaking warehouse companies, the transload companies. Everyone has a part to play. However, there have been some instances since we have got the COVID Crusaders where a lot of dispatchers have been a problem in causing a lot of this fraud. Acting as brokers, doing wrong things to carriers as well. And it's really put a stain on them in the last few years. And Sam and I met on Facebook in the group that I control. And we just started up a relationship. I don't know. We started talking. Sam and I have done business together, broker to carrier, several times. He actually started out a dedicated lane for me, man, out of Kentucky, running some beef, and we've done some produce together. So we've been around with each other a while, man. We built a relationship and trust one another. And I just wanted to bring Sam on because out of all the dispatchers that I know, I respect Sam the most. He is the most knowledgeable. He preaches legality. He preaches proper methods. He runs his own Facebook group, has I think 16,000 members in it. He teaches courses on dispatching, and he's the only one that I also recommend for that, and for the reasons I just mentioned. So, with further ado, Sam, I'm gonna run your intro video, and then it will be your floor, my friend. Yeah. Yeah.
Good to be here, Rob. Good to be here. So I'll tell you a little bit. I've been dispatching for about 12 years now. And you're right. There is a ton of new dispatchers coming in that either don't know about the regulations or don't care. Either one's a bad look, and that's how we got a stain on it. So I started to, before, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, I was yelling at the clouds, going, "You guys got to do this," and didn't realize, and maybe no one's ever shown them how to do it. The way to do it so they're legal and they're looking for the best for the carrier. So I started up. I wrote up a guide. I started teaching. I started up that group, and it basically comes from a point of, is this good for your carrier or not? That's the only question you have to ask yourself as a dispatcher. Is this good for your carrier? If it's not, don't do it. If it is, proceed to talk to the carrier and work out a plan. But you're working as a partner with the carrier. Your carriers, you're working as a partner. And your sole job is to grow their business, do good for their business. If you're not doing that, you're doing a disservice to that carrier. And they won't be your carrier for long, because eventually they'll wise up and they'll just like, what am I doing? And they'll go find somebody else. So, I've gone from not knowing anything, starting out with a hotshot carrier who didn't know anything. So we're talking to each other about, hey, Matt, you want to do this? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. Let's go do it and figure it out. So I spent 2 years studying before getting into the industry. I was telling Hunter before the show is I studied to become a broker, and I couldn't do it. I can't do what you guys do. I just don't have the temperament. I don't have the patience to talk to shippers. I describe it this way, and keep in mind this is 12 years ago. A guy wants me to move a steel coil from Detroit to Philadelphia, and goes, here's $1,000. What am I going to do with that? Exactly. What am I going to do? And I brokered one load. It was the worst 3 days of my life. I'm never going back. But I pivoted into dispatching, and got lucky and ran into a fellow named Dave Clark in Nebraska who hired me on, and taught me, showed me the ropes, showed me what to do, and then I just kind of grew from there. So I've gone from 3 carriers up to sometimes 20 carriers, back down to 5. It varies. Yeah, it varies because carriers are going to come and go. They're going to do what's good for their business, and I want carriers to come and go. I don't want carriers that will stick with me for 20 years because they're stagnant at that point. They're not necessarily going. They might be comfortable, and if they choose, that's okay. But that's not my goal when signing up a carrier. My goal is to grow their company and then have them take over, have them bring it in-house. Because once you get that reputation, you're going to have everybody coming over to you, and that's my goal is to grow them if they want to grow. Like a lot of my guys that have been with me for years, 5, 6, 7 years, they do other things. They run other businesses. They don't want to deal with the paperwork. They don't want to deal with the brokers. It's not that they can't dispatch themselves. They just don't like dealing with you two.
No, that's a great approach, man. Because you see a lot of these dispatchers now. It's like, you want to come and make $10,000 in 3 days? Come work with me. And it's like, shut up.
I want to.
You're probably not even a real person.
So we're going to answer that question about the address here in a second, since I just remembered about it. But I also want to point out what you just said, Hunter, that I love when during COVID, those same things would be like, oh, I'll make you 15 to 18,000. And then it came down and it was like 12 to 15,000. And then it was, dude, like it steadily came down. And now it's like 7 to 10,000. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying that they're doing it because they don't know what they're doing, but I'm saying like it's just crazy how that number is just continuously falling because they can't meet those goals, man. Like it is unrealistic. And I also noticed that the spread got more on them, man. It was, just like a $2,000, then it was a $3,000 spread, then it was a $4,000. It's just crazy how they do it. So,
well, and they think that's what carriers want to hear. They think that carriers want to hear high gross, high this, high no. And carriers, I mean, yeah, it's nice to hear, but carriers know, at least the experienced ones or the ones who do their due diligence, that they're just blowing smoke. The idea, and I preach this a lot, and I teach this a lot. The idea that a high rate per mile or a high gross means anything in this industry, that doesn't mean anything. You're not paying your insurance bill on a per mile basis. If your insurance bill is $2,000 for the month, they want $2,000. They don't care how many miles you run. They want $2,000. So the only number that matters is your net profit. How much am I making net profit on this load, on this 3-day spectrum, on this 7-day spectrum, on this 2 weeks, month? You could chop it up however you want. But at the end of the week, if your net profit is high, I guarantee you your rate per mile is high and your gross is high.
Yeah. No, yeah, Pedro, you were in the bathroom, I guess, before the show started, but Sam was telling me about one of his buddies that came in during COVID when things were nice and good, one of the Crusaders on the dispatch side, and then things started leveling back out, and he's like, what in the hell is going on? It's like, buddy, if you would have been here a couple years earlier, you would understand that this was just kind of a godsend, but it has definitely taken a turn for humbling some people up. We'll say
Yeah,
that.
you know, it's a double-edged sword. It was a godsend for sure, but look at the end result now. You have everybody that's coming in with now they came in
Yeah.
with $4,000 truck payments because COVID, $5, $6, $7 a mile without blinking, and now
Yep.
these guys are taking whatever they can just to make the next payment.
Yep.
You
Well, that's
know,
one thing. I
yeah.
mean, we've been preaching that forever, man. It's a roller coaster. You got to understand when the times are good, set some of that back because it's not going to be there forever, and you're clinically insane. I mean, if you work in logistics, I'm convinced you're clinically insane. I know I am. I know Rob is for sure, but definitely, you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic. Like it's not going to be there forever.
Yep.
I have the medical reports to prove my certifiability. Anyway, fuck, not completely lost my train of thought, dude. I did, bro. Like
you're gonna touch on the PO box.
Brain injury. No, I wasn't. I had something else to say, but my brain kicked out. Anyhow, so on the PO box, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. Maybe this other thing will come back to me. Holy shit! I just got 5 work messages. Anyway, so the PO box, Sam, like a lot of these other things, like the having 6 months authority, having inspections, the stupid little aggravating things that have now come into play from the broker side, it all has to do with combating fraud. Like that, it sounds like an excuse, but it is 1,000% the truth. Because we do the same thing over here. And I've faced it personally. Help a friend of mine run a truck, man. Even with my own company, I booked a load with my buddy, and they're like, "Oh, we can't approve." And I was like, "The fuck you won't?" I was like, and they're like, "Oh, they got a virtual office that there's been other reported scammers, out of whatever." And I was like, "Well, I don't give a shit. Like, I know this guy. I can give you all his docs right now. Like, we're going to approve him." And I did. I emailed the head of my compliance department and said, "Hey, do this." But anybody else, they just would have said no. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, we had Claudia Catlett, man. If you're watching out there, Claudia, what's up? We had her on, and she told us about an address in Wyoming, middle of nowhere, Wyoming, but it is literally online about the fraud and stuff that comes out there, and it's a virtual office. So that's what it is, man. Even the PO boxes, like all that stuff, dude, it has now become a red flashing light for a possible scam. And, I've been able to work around it a few times, helping my friend and stuff, but some brokers, it's just a no-go, dude. You know what I mean? And brokers say, "Oh, well, go change your stuff on FMCSA." Okay, well, that's cool, but it takes like fucking 24 to 72 hours for that stuff to reflect. So like your low is always not going to be done. So I will tell you this, carriers, I completely understand why you have the virtual office mailbox, whether it's at UPS or the post office or whatever it is. I get it. You're doing it to look more professional because in your mind, because I think the same way. In my mind, like, I don't want my business being my actual home address. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it would be a more legitimacy behind it if I had like an actual business address. You know what I mean? So, I understand that, but honestly, right now in the day and age that we live in with all these scammers and the fraud, and I hate to say it, dispatchers are a part of that, man. They really are, man. So that's what it is, man. So I recommend, as much as you may not like it, it is just come to the time to where you need to just have your home address on your FMCSA, have that updated everywhere to your home address, or I don't know, put your damn mama's, your grandma, your uncle, your cousin, I don't know. But it needs to be like an actual building that is not a virtual office, your house or something like that, man. Or go rent a 5-foot freaking storage cubicle. I don't know. It needs to be something other than.
No, I get that. The thing that messes with me really sometimes is at least in my point of view as a broker, it seems like you book a load with carrier ABC. You tell your shipper, this is the carrier, this is the DOT number on the side of this truck. Here's a pay. Have them I've had guys ask me, send me a picture of the truck. I feel great. Let's do it. Yeah, that's great. I love that because I want to combat the fraud. I don't want to be I want to help that situation. So for me, a broker that that said send me a picture of the truck, I'll send it to the shipper. The shipper will verify that truck. Done. That to me, that's the only way that you're gonna combat the fraud, because a bad actor like a lot of these 30 days and 60 days, 90 days and 180 days. These guys, if they're bad actors, it doesn't mean on the 91st day all of a sudden they're a good carrier. It means they have the patience and play the long game. That's all it means. So
go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So to me, a broker that's going to be willing to work with us to take that chance, especially with the newer carriers that I have, I'll do everything in my power. I'll send them photos. I'll send them the cab card. I'll block out the driver's personal information, but I'll send them the ID of the driver. This is the driver that's going to go pick your load up. Send it to your shipper and let's do photo ID. It should be coming down to that because you're right. The scams are absolutely insane. Even with the inspections, you could, people are spoofing inspections and scamming that, so no, we have inspections and it's a scam. Like people are taking over rate cons. People are taking over email addresses they change a one letter out. And if you're not paying attention, and then, how many times are you not paying attention? We just, oh, that's email. Okay, boom, go to the next one. And you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? So
see a lot of cats doing the same thing with insurance too.
Yeah. Yeah. They count on people that aren't paying attention, that are just going through the motions and going, okay, yeah, we're good. And off we go. I've gotten into the habit where if I don't know a broker and they send me a Raycon and anything on it looks funny, I'm calling the broker. I'm calling the carrier compliance of that broker. I'm not calling the number that's on the Raycon. I'll go look it up on Safer and call the company, because you can't be. There's no such thing in this industry now as being too careful. So I get it on the broker side. I just think it'd be easier. Picture of the truck, picture of the driver, boom, done. Then you cut out. As soon as you request it as a broker, like how many times have you guys been fallen to a double broker when you ask them for a picture of the truck and a picture of the driver? I got pretty rare, because that's going to scare those guys off. If I was sending a picture of the truck and a picture of the driver and it's not the same guy that picks it up, the shipper's not going to load you. No, they're going to be done. I just, to me, that's and it's funny. I'm a dispatcher, but I always view myself on as a carrier on the side of the carriers. So when I'm talking about carriers, I'm advocating for them. To me, that seems like that would cut 90% of the fraud to nothing, is by just requiring a picture of the truck and a picture of the driver.
Yeah, I mean, to Lauren's point, I know a lot of 2 years sounds a bit.
Hey, Mark, this is Robert with Well Logistics, brother.
Okay, he went on mute there. There we go.
Yeah, but yeah, so like to your point, man, I'm more than willing to give a carrier with new authority a chance. We're all here trying to make a name, make a dollar.
Yeah. I'm
here for the smoke.
So hey, the low.
Golly. But yeah, I mean, something as simple as getting out of your truck, taking a picture. Like, if I can talk to your driver, that works for me just as well. But
I have no issue.
It's very simple. It's very simple. Like, let me get some tracking. Give me a picture. Let me, I just want good communication. But it's gotten to the point though with some of these scams, and I'm sure you've heard a lot about, like these rings coming out of Glendale, and I guess they're kind of moving around. Chicago's been notorious for it, but if you're moving out of Los Angeles going to Chicago proper, there's a good chance you end up on a rail.
Yeah, exactly. They just pick up and move and pick up and move. But if
I see your names like Randy Orton or something like that, and this is a true story. I brought it up a while back on LinkedIn. But there was a double brokerage company. I forget the name of them, but they had the one truck out of Glendale, and we were on their radar. But dude, we had like John Cena, Randy Orton, all of their names were WWE wrestlers.
Oh my,
And
yeah, you,
one of
you
our,
can't be
one
the
of-
brightest if you're doing that.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of a common thing. They all think we have two names like John Wayne, you know, like not really. There's, you know, give me a John Smith. I will agree with that a little bit more than, you know, a movie
Right,
star.
exactly. But as a dispatcher, I have no issues with brokers wanting to call my carriers, call my drivers. I call them mine. They're not mine. The people I work with, but I have no issues with them wanting to call and talk to the driver, call and talk to the owner. I tell them to. I've had to, okay, perfect. And I'm like, okay, well, just make sure you call the number on Safer. You know, make sure you do your due diligence. Because if you're doing things the right way, you got nothing to hide. There's no issue with that.
I mean, it really takes no time out of your day. And honestly, I like talking to my drivers. Like, what's going on the road, man? What kind of rig you rolling with? Like, what's the craziest shit you've seen on the road? You know, like a lot of times, man, the good drivers, dude, they love to talk about what's going on out there. And I'll stay on the phone with them, dude. I'll put you on speaker, you know, get back to work. But yeah, the scammers these days, man. I love that the movement has finally come around, you know, post-COVID, especially this year, that people are like, all right, this is FUBAR. We cannot allow this to keep continuing, because it's really put a damper on, you know, like everybody. You know, there's brokers out there that are scamming. I mean, shit, there's even customers out there that are scamming. I had one customer that I worked with. They were a brokerage, but I was running international for him, and he told me that he had like I don't know, he like shipped like I don't know, ended up like with $40,000 in debt, like essentially like bootlegged all the documents, sent it there, everything was good to go, like their BBB or the Better Business Bureau was like up to date and everything, and it gets there and dude just goes off the map. Ends up with like hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical equipment. I was like, how do you even avoid that? Or how do you even do that, first of all?
Yeah.
Like, there's some wickedly smart people out there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
like,
on the wrong side of everything. No, absolutely.
Yeah, like, you could be doing some great things out here. Yeah, you're just trying to give us a good old rip-off, man. Like,
yeah, like if you run into a bad faith actor, he's going to be bad faith. He's going to figure something out to do something to get paid. And it doesn't matter what it is. They'll figure it out.
Oh, dude, it's like the Super Mega Corp 3PL or whatever it is. I think they own like 5,000 MC numbers. So one of them gets, 20 freight guard reports in like 5 days. Well, they just burn it and then go on to the next one. No harm, no foul. I mean, there is harm and foul done.
On their operation, there's like next, and then they'll just do again. I guarantee you there's some organization that's got 100 MC numbers just cooling, just relaxing and waiting for the day to pay.
Especially with the amount of people out there selling their MC numbers these days, like
I see that.
It's crazy. I know Rob will have some words to say about that, but like, dude, that is so nuts to me.
The only words I got to say about it is I don't allow it in my group. Actually, a guy today, he posted twice, and I told him, I said, man, hey, like, no offense to you, brother. I'm not saying that you're a fraudster, but I don't allow selling or buying or selling. He was selling his, but I don't allow selling or buying MCs in my group, man. I said, I said, there's a lot of fraud out there. Buying and selling MCs is a part of it. I said, I don't want to be a source of that. And I said, and I don't want to be the source of you being victimized, because someone may buy this and they may do bad stuff with it. So
ultimately someone's gonna come back and be like, Rob, why'd you let this person in your Facebook group? It's all your fault.
Yeah. I don't worry about that. I got like a group of little like spies and soldiers in my group, man. I do, for real, bro. I do. I get DMs all the time, man, and people reporting stuff and shit. So pretty much,
bro, you gotta give me some MOs, man. I got some time to burn during the day. I'll get out here and I will troll these cats.
Dude, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, I got Ticket Money. Chris, he's one of my admins. Sam's one of my admins. Yeah, Rob, your group scares me. Whatever, Lauren. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying, Lauren. Be careful. Make sure you're packing heat in there.
I don't know. Do you guys know this? Lauren actually works for me.
Oh, really? Does she?
Yeah,
right.
it seems for me, but it's always with. I have a bad habit of saying that. It's just her and Brandon. They work with me with dispatching.
I honestly, that hurts my feelings, Lauren. I don't know why my group scares you. I have done a lot. I've done a lot to change that group. It used to be overridden with just like rando shit and like
just buying into my propaganda, dude.
That hurts my feelings.
I'm a moderator.
You know what? If my group scares you, Lauren, you just remove yourself from it. How about them apples? Sure. What my next post I make, she's gonna be like, I'm still here.
I'm always watching you.
Yeah, I'm always watching, Rob. Oh, that's fucking funny. Lauren's good people, man. She's been with us for a while. I always love when she chimes in. She's got good energy and great comments. I'm scared to say no. Hey, you know what, Lauren? You never have to be, because I'll tell you. All you have to do is when you say I'm a dispatcher, tag me. And the second someone starts going off on you, I'm telling you, I will be in your corner. I am, man. I do not. There are scammers out there, but the ones that I know are good. You know, you, Sam, Nora, Terry. You know, others from Sam's group and stuff. There's some other people in the group that I know are reputable. They do things by the book. I will 100% dig into someone's ass and stand up for you, because again, I feel you have your place in the industry. It's y'all now know how brokers feel. You know what I mean? Like, brokers have their place in the industry, like we do. Like, I don't care what anybody says, brokers have their place in the industry. And like I said, so do y'all. But you know, brokers have had these shitty brokerages, don't pay attention, do scams, don't pay layover, shitty rates, bad service, whatever the case may be. And we developed a bad name, and it's the same thing with y'all. Unfortunately, with y'all, it happened like that. You know, and that was because of COVID, and it didn't do any favors for the brokers either. You had all these people taking $200 courses, learning from idiots. And I'm not, this is not a blanket all thing, but there's some people that I really feel those who can't do teach. And here's my frame of mind on it. If you're so damn successful with it, you wouldn't have all the time to be doing this, unless Sam, I feel you're aside from this, because I watched Sam built a book, dude, and he was doing all his stuff in the evening, you know, like teaching people after he was doing his job, trying to help folks, and make a dollar. I'm sure he made a couple bucks off of it. But point is when you know, that's what it was. It's all these people, oh, I'm making all this money with dispatch and blah, 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 blah. I want to teach you. And I'm like, dude, show me the money. Let me see your books before I buy your class. That's what I want. Proof is in the pudding, baby. And so, yeah, you know, it sucks for y'all. But it is what it is. We're both kind of in that same boat where now we're having to redeem ourselves. And that is a really, really hard thing to do, since we're kind of on that subject matter, or on that part of the topic about the teaching. You know, Sam, I would really like you to touch on some stuff, man, about, you know, the proper way to do dispatching, man, you know, some of the legality of it, how you go about, you know, maybe teaching people, you know, just, dude, tell people who you are, what you do. That's basically it, man.
Okay. So the first thing I always tell students or people that are looking to get into dispatching is be brutally honest. Be absolutely brutally honest with your carriers, prospective carriers. If you can help a carrier, help them. If you can't help them or don't think you'll help them, tell them that. Don't just say yes to get their business, because they will see right through you in a minute. If you could help people, help them. I've had carriers come to me and hey, I'm looking for a dispatcher. We started getting talking. Okay. Why are you looking for a dispatcher? Well, because I think I can make more money. Well, okay. Well, how much are you making now? Oh, I'm making $8,000 a week steady. Why the hell are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? All I'm gonna be doing is what you're doing, and I'm gonna take 5%. It's not gonna help. I'm not gonna be able to help your business. That's how honest you have to be to get a reputation of being trustworthy in this industry, and just talk to people. Like I was talking to a guy before the show, and he was the one that Hunter had mentioned earlier. He had gotten in COVID with one truck, then grew to 3 trucks quickly, and he thought it was gravy. And then all of a sudden the economy hit, and he's like, what do I do? Well, now you get to go to work, and I told him, this is what I see. This is what I do. Let's talk a little bit later on. We didn't have that much time together, but first, and I told him, I said, you put that post up on Facebook, you're going to get a lot of calls, a lot of DMs, a lot of whatever, and you're going to get guys that are going to tell you, I have loads, I have direct shippers, and I said, if they tell you that, run. Don't even bother with them, because like I said earlier, 2 things: they don't know the industry, or they know that it's wrong and they don't care, because I told him, I said, he was based out of St. Louis. I said, you could go knocking on doors to St. Louis and you could go get a direct shipper. I can't go and say, company ABC and company XYZ. I've got all these trucks that'll, let's get them set up and we'll get working together. You can't do that as a dispatcher. That's literally the definition of a broker. And that's why the FMCSA came down with those new regulations. And I don't think I honestly like them, but I don't think they went far enough. I think there has to be an entry barrier to dispatch.
They didn't get enough to narrow.
Yeah.
We got enough to think about it. But
yeah, exactly. But I think there should be some kind of entry barrier where, and again, I'm teaching it, and I get it, but dispatching is hard work. It's not get rich. It's not quick. It takes time to build up your reputation, to build up your clients, to build them up. It takes time and work to get into it. So when you have all these people that came in, like you had said, COVID, 18,000 a week. Like, what are you doing? Even now, I 10,000 a week. Yeah, you might be able to hit 10,000 a week. You ain't going to do it on a consistent basis. So why would you tell somebody you can? So for me, when I'm teaching dispatchers or talking to new dispatchers, it's always be honest. If you're new, they'll be able to tell them you're new. Hey, I just started. I'm studying. They'll know your heart's in the right place. If your heart's in the right place as a dispatcher, you could get over everything. Any objection you could get over. If your heart and your mind is in the right place, if you're willing to do the work to do it, you could get around most objections, because carriers, they want to make money, yes, but they want somebody they could trust. In this industry, that goes much further than an extra $300 at the end of the week. If you have somebody in your corner that you could trust, that's going to do the right thing by your company, that's worth more than its weight in gold. And that's what I try to instill into the dispatchers that I talk to, the dispatchers that I train, the carriers that I talk to. And I've told, and Rob, you'll like this, you'll get this from Trish. I've told carriers, go talk to other dispatchers. We're good talking. Yeah, I want to, go talk to a couple other dispatchers and then come talk to me. And Trish, she goes, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, you'll see. And they came back. They came back a week later and said, okay, we talked to everybody and we want to go with you. I said, perfect. Because I want people that want to work with me. I don't want people to feel they have to. And that's why, Lauren, yes, absolutely. Communication is 100% key. And I saw you guys' text over to Leo there. And I'll chime in on that with him a little bit later on. It's a new client of ours that Lauren and Brandon are dealing with. Communication and transparency. I tell all my carriers, you have everything that I do. Every piece of paper that I touch, if you want it, it's yours. You know, a lot of them don't want to deal, they don't want to have the 30 page broker agreement. Okay, I get that. But every rate con, yours. Every BOL you send it to me, I'll take every yours. If I'm doing your invoicing, yours. I everything is transparent. I'll put them on the phone with the broker while I'm talking to a broker. They can listen to me, how I speak to brokers, what I'm saying. There's no room for, at least for me in what I do. There's no room for secrets. There's just none. If you're trying to play hide the rate, it could be this and it could be that, and if you're hedging, carriers they're gonna know.
While you're on that, bro, I want to know, maybe you can explain this to me, because I don't understand how this happens about the hide the rate thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too fucking smart or something about this, but I'm serious. Wait till you hear this, Hunter. This like perplexes me. It really does. So I've seen this thing about carriers talking about dispatchers that hide the rate or change the rate on the rate con. Now, I know how you can do that. I fucking got Adobe. Like, you send me any Adobe PDF, I can edit that shit, make it say whatever I want it to say, unless it's locked, of course. And then they say, oh, well, they steal my money. And I'm sitting there like, how do you do that? Because like, they submit the rate con to your factoring company, and like, you can see what the load gets factored for. Like, how are they taking your money? Like, can you like seriously make that make sense to me? Or do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's a couple different issues on that. There's one, if they're a company driver, it's easily done. If they're leased onto a company, it's easily done. Okay. So and you could edit the PDFs, even if they're locked. You could edit them. Okay. So and most of the time when I run into that, it's a dispatcher essentially getting in the way of the money, telling the broker, hey, as you're doing a setup packet, ACH information. Well, yeah, okay, here's my information. My routing number, my bank pays me, I pay the carrier, and I take $300 off the top, and then I charge them a percentage. That's generally how that works. Unfortunately, you're on mute, bud. You're on mute. Try that again.
I'm gonna start doing a count on how many times Rob talks with mute on.
It doesn't show mute on my side. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what? I can hear you now.
Dude, and I'm swearing, dude, it didn't show mute on my side. I checked, Hunter. Fuck you. I checked.
No, you're here.
It didn't show mute on my side.
Take a joke, buddy.
I still don't get it. How do they do that? Like, how is a carrier? I don't care if you're a company driver. Like, how are you so stupid that like? Because my thing is like, why do they have access to your bank account? And like, if they're submitted to a factoring company, they have to submit the original one to get the full rate to even take the money. So like, how the hell are they doing that? Like, because the carrier
unfortunately carriers give them the power to do that.
Dude, I was about to bring that up.
They don't know any better.
Yeah, I've had roads posted up, and the carrier will call me, and they're like, all right, yeah, no, the lane sounds good, but I can't discuss the rate with you. I'm going to get you in contact with my dispatch. And I'm like, dude, I got you on the phone right now. I need this picked up in like 2 hours, And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I can't do anything about that. I've gotten yelled at by dispatchers for talking to their driver about rates. And I'm like, aren't y'all on the same team here? Like, can you not just tell them, hey, I'm making a couple extra bucks on top? Like,
when I dispatched, this is how I did, man. And I only got up to 3 trucks, you know what I mean? And I don't do it no more, whatever. It just, my broker and stuff is anyway. Point is, dude, when I did it, I used to call my carrier, and like, we would sit there and I would go on the load board and fucking go over loads and say, hey, dude, this is what this load, here's this load. This is what the commodity is, the weight, tarps, no tarps, fucking reefer, temp, whatever it is. This is the rate. This is the rate per mile. And then, I pull up rate view. Oh, we would discuss everything on the phone. And then I'd be like, we would think of a few loads. I was like, all right, I'm going to call on these. I'll call you back if they don't work out. Like, that's what I did. I literally sat on the phone and we discussed the loads live on the board that they wanted. And it's like, hey, you're good with these. So if I book any of these, that like, we're cool. Like, so that's, I don't know, that's weird that a driver, I don't know.
And see, I work a little bit differently. And what I do, and especially in this market, I have, as I'm onboarding a new carrier comes up to me and says, hey, Sam, I want you to do this for me. Okay, great. We're going to have about 7 talks before we even get to a load. I want to know, what do you like? What don't you like? What areas you want to go to? Where don't you want to go to? Are you okay with multiple stops? Is there any stuff you won't haul? What, where do you want to go? Where don't you want to go? How often do you want to be home? I have drivers that haven't been home in 5 months because they just want to drive.
I believe that.
Okay,
I had a
fine.
friend like that, dude. I had a mentor like that. He would be gone for months at a fucking time.
Yeah. So I get all that information and I tell them, I said, okay, so I'm going to be calling on loads in this parameter. You tell me no New York City, that's fine. No New York City. I'm good with that. And, even the guys that want to go to New York City, I tell them no New York City, I'm good with that, but you tell me exactly the parameters of what your company does. And I'm going to go find loads in those parameters and I'm going to book loads that make sense. And there's only 2 reasons why you're booking a load. You're making money or you're averaging it out and because you made your money going in and you got to get back out. Now, some people will agree with it. Some people will disagree with it. But if I'm taking $5 a mile or $4 a mile in this market into Philadelphia from the Midwest, I'm doing that because I know coming out, I'm going to get $1.80, $1.90, $2, $2.10, $2.20, whatever it is. But at the end of that out and back, that average is going to be well over $2.50. So that as you average it out, you're going to be making money. That's fine.
Yep.
Because it goes back to what I said earlier, where your rate per mile doesn't matter. The guys, I like this, and I'm going to kind of go off track a little bit here, but you have those carriers. You see them, I'm not going to move my truck for less than $3 a mile, less than $4 a mile. I'm not moving anything.
My guy
And
won't
I'm
even
like,
start
okay.
his truck up.
Yeah. I won't even open my eyes for less than $4 a mile. Okay, that's fine. So when I get them on the phone and they tell me that, I gotta say, hey, I understand completely. Let me ask you this: if we work together for a week, you're on the road for a week, and at the end of that week, you get your truck payment paid, your trailer paid, your insurance paid, you yourself, your driver wages paid, your maintenance account taken care of, and you put $2,000 in your company pocket. Are you having a good week? Oh, hell, man, if you could do that, I'll sign you right now. Let's go. I said, okay. Your first, third, and fourth load were all $1.50. And you just hear the blank pause because they go, wait a minute. And I'm not moving for under $3, $4. Well, you just did. You just told me you would. Because at the end of the day, and again, this is something that Lauren and Brandon could attest to, and everybody that's spoken to me attest to. At the end of the day, those numbers don't mean shit. They don't mean anything. It's what you put in your pocket at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the quarter, end of the month, however you want to divvy it up. Whatever you put at the end in your pocket, that's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to make money. So if I tell you, your first 2 loads are $1 a mile, are you going to move? Oh, I'm not going to move. What about if those loads getting to there, your next loads are $4, $5, and $6 a mile? Okay, well, now you're talking. Well, you got to take that crap load to get to the good load. Or you got to take that, that you take a good load, you got to take a crap load because it was paying so well to get to the other good load. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what one load is out of a string of 7 or a string of 10 or whatever it is for the week or the month or whatever you want to do. I was talking to the guy and I said, listen, I'm going to quote you, and I explained this to him. I'm going to quote you rate per miles from my TMS, my system that I use. And I'm going to quote you these miles. They're not going to work for you because this is a specific company that does things a specific way. And reefer, he had a reefer. I'm comparing reefer to reefer. $7 a mile, $6.50 a mile, $5.30 a mile, $4.20 a mile. And I told them these were all in the past week and a half. $6 a mile, $9 a mile. And he's like, I'm like, those sound great. He's like, yeah, that's great. I said, yeah, those are all on 200 to 300 miles. At 200 miles, at $4 a mile is $800. You do that often enough. It depends on what your payments are. You might not be able to make your payments based on a $4 a mile. $4 a mile at 50 miles, and he picks up at 7 in the morning, drops off at 7 at night. You just waste an entire day for $200. Yeah, but I got $4 a mile. What did she do?
Hey, before
Yeah.
we move off from this, I literally just want to say, and I want to give you this piece of info right here. Sam, this info, scroll on the bottom of your screen. I'm telling you, bro, push that shit to your drivers. I swear to God. AccuBid Pro, dude, Jimmy is a veteran. He owns a logistics company. He did this for carriers, man. Like Lauren just fucking said it. Don't know their rate per mile. I preach this all the time, and it sounds like a broken record, but I'm gonna tell you just so I can kind of confirm what Sam is saying. It doesn't matter what you think you need to run for. What you think you need is stupidity. To me, that's what it is. That is you being a dumbass as a business owner. Because a real business owner, whether you run a truck, you run a brokerage, or you freaking own a 7-Eleven, knows their costs. What it costs to do business. That's all your labor, all your maintenance, all your cleaning, if whatever it is. For drivers, it's cost per mile. If you don't know what it takes to run your truck per mile, you have no fucking clue what you're making. You really don't. And drivers, I say this all the time, Sam, they're transactional. You literally just said that in a different way earlier, is all they worry about is, can I make my payment this week or this day or that? That's it. Transactional is going to make you fail and you're going to lose. That's what it is. You really have to know those expenses and stuff. And Sam, I'm for real. Lauren, Brandon, I think that's the Brandon that works for you. Anybody that's watching, I mean, we literally advertise these people 2 times a show. If you have not downloaded Jimmy's app and have started using it, you don't want to be successful as a carrier. I swear that's the way I feel, because the only way you're going to be successful is to know how much it costs to run your truck per mile. Sam, dude, I'm for real. I will gladly hook you up with Jimmy. He's a fantastic guy, man. The app is $20 a month. Dude, just go download it. It's free for a month. You go download it, because I did. I'm serious. Go download it and enter all the information it tells you to, man. It lets you enter every load, every expense for every load, all this stuff, and it generates the cost per mile. And then you can enter lanes into it, and it tells you, as the driver, this is what you need to be at to make money on this lane. Whether the lane runs at $1.80 a mile or not on fucking that, this thing is going to say, hey, your cost per mile is $1.90, and you set your little parameter, and it says you need to run it at $2.25. You know what I mean? to make your profit, the money you want. So again, bro, for real, go to this site, man. Download the app, Sam. Try it out. Give it to some of your drivers. It's free for a month, man. The stuff that you preach, this will make a difference. And a point that Jimmy had brought up to me before is this allows drivers to see where their money goes. A lot of them think, oh, I have to pay insurance, I got to pay the truck note, but they don't think about the other things, the wiper blades, the oil changes, the lug nut they had to buy when they blew the tire that fell off. They don't realize that every little thing comes into play when it comes to, the cost of operating that truck. So, dude, you got to, Sam. I'm saying you got to push this thing. We don't make no money off of it. Jimmy, he pays a flat fee a month to advertise with us. We get no kickbacks from it. I really just believe in his product, Sam. I really do. And Hunter does. You see him shake his head. We just
it's highly impressive, man. I'm honestly, especially in this day and age, or I guess this market where, like you said, Sam, carriers are I need $4 a mile. Well, dude, it is pretty freaking incredible, to see. You really only need to make $1.70 a mile in most cases, and you still bring home some good check. And it helps you, like, set aside for emergency funds, like Rob's talking about, dude. Like little things you don't think about, and you don't have to worry.
Exactly.
But like like we're talking about during COVID when things are good, like like stick to your guns with that. But obviously, like helps keep you in the flow of things. Keep up with the market trends and know your bottom dollar.
That's one of the things I tell all my carriers is I ask them, do you know what it costs you to run? Because if you don't, you better figure it out quick. And I don't care if you go with me, go with him, go with whoever. If you don't know your numbers, it doesn't matter who you go with. I had a carrier a long time ago, 8-9 years ago now, telling me he needed to be at like $1.70 a mile. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm 8 years ago, I'm still relatively new. $1.70. Okay, so we're booking $1.90, $2, $2.10, $2.20, $2.40, $1.75, or whatever it is. I'm keeping them well above that $1.70. And 9 months in, he has like a $5,000 repair bill. And he goes, I don't have any money to pay it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't have any money to pay it. I book your loads. I know what based on what you told me, I know what your cost is. I know what, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just go through this again. And this time I went through them item by item by item by item. It turns out his cost was like $1.95. He was like almost 25 cents a mile off. I'm like, well, there's all your money. You weren't making as much as anybody thought you were. That's what happened.
Dude,
so like one of the
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So, I mean, that's one of the prime conversations that I teach my students to have, and that I have all the time is numbers. What does it cost you to run? Okay, well, how'd you get that number? Because a lot of times they guess. Oh, it's $1.90-ish, maybe. And like, okay, well, let's figure this out. And then I just do a quick ballpark. I don't go in depth in the first conversation or second sometimes, but it's, truck payment, trailer payment, insurance, fuel mileage, and how much you want to make as a driver. You give me those 5 things, I could ballpark your cost, and then we could fine tune it as we have further conversations. Oh, Troy, yeah, no, you cannot teach people to manage their money. Ooh, especially not carriers.
I want to touch on this. And actually, I love this particular subject matter that we're talking about. You're so right, man. Carriers, I'm sorry to say it, like I love carriers. I do. I love truck drivers. I mean, I'm a truck driver at heart. I broker, but I'm telling you, I haven't drove in 5 years. I'll get out there, slam some gears. I drive better than half you sons of bitches out there. I promise it. Even right now, I will without a CDL. My thing is that carriers, owner operators, they're most of the part, they're idiots when it comes to money. They really are. I'll say it for the third or fourth time on the show. They're transactional. They have no idea how to manage their money properly. And a lot of them, I've known drivers who make this mistake. They get in this business, they run these loads, they get paid $12,000 a week, and they're like, oh shit, I have $12,000. And then they go out and drop $4,000, and they don't realize, holy shit, out of that 12,000, I really needed 10 to pay my bills. You know what I mean? And I preach, I guess you could say, not like I say this to anyone. Well, actually, hopefully I will. Hunter, I told you today about an opportunity. I got approached for that to do like TED Talks to carriers and shit. But one of the things that I preach, man, is drivers, you have to set limits as a business owner. When I owned my little construction business that I had before the main company went out of business, like you have to set yourself a salary, like $1,000 a week, $800 a week, $1,500, whatever it is. Set yourself a salary. You have to keep track of every single thing that you do. And I'm going to tell you this. This is one thing that my tax lady told me. Anything that you buy that directly supports your business is a tax write-off. Everything. Drivers, you buy gloves, you buy boots, you buy skeleton. All of these things are write-offs at the end of the year. I say that because maybe that will help you say, hey, maybe I need to keep track of this shit, because setting a salary for yourself is one of the first things. I actually have a friend. I'm trying to get her to come on the show. Her name is Venus Michael, and she preaches to pay yourself first. Like, that's what you do. You give yourself money and from a set salary, and then you divert, and then you put all the rest of it out and things. And so point is, Lauren, you're right. They don't. Carriers don't know how to manage money for the most part, because they don't understand that owning a truck is a business. It really is. There's expenses, there's revenue, there's expenses, there's profit. Half these people don't even know the simple accounting equation. You know what I mean? And that is a real struggle. And I'm actually going to fucking say again, it's on the screen right here. Like, here's your solution. Here's your solution right here. Like, I can't say that enough, man. Like, you have to know.
I was sorry to cut you off. I was talking to a guy the other day, and I always try to get people to separate, especially owner operators. Separate yourself. You, the driver, you, the owner. Two different roles, two different things that you're doing. Might be this, yeah, you're the same person. Yeah, it's the same truck, but it's definitely. Yeah, afterwards.
But yeah, here's your thing. I love you, Lauren. Lauren's like, shit, go ahead. Beautiful bean footage, Rob.
But it's two different roles. So I asked a guy, okay, I was trying to work out his cost. And he goes, okay, so how much do you as the driver want to make per month? He tells me 40,000. I was like, no, I don't think you're not understanding. Not the company, not the truck. How much do you as the driver want to make? Oh, okay, 20,000. I said, no, I don't think you're understanding this. Okay, so if you were going to go hire a driver, how much are you going to pay him per week? And he finally gave, okay, 2,000. Okay, is that going to be enough for your bills? 2,000 a week. He goes, yeah, okay. I'm like, there you go. That's you paying your, just like you said, Rob, paying yourself first. You're separating that payment, because how I explain it to the owner operators, say, if you have a bad accident, heaven forbid, and you break your leg and you can't drive for 6 months, what are you going to do? Are you just going to close up shop? No, I can't drive. I can't pay my bills, so I'm just going to close and go work at the grocery store. No, you're going to go look to hire a driver. Okay, you're going to hire a driver. How much are you going to pay him? Well, I'll pay him what I was making. There you go. $2,000 with $1,500, whatever it is. There you go. You've got to be able to budget and separate yourself as, as Rob the owner versus Rob the driver. Same person, same job, but the way you're looking at your finances are two different things.
I agree with you. 1,000%. With all of that said, we're going to go ahead and take Miss Lauren Hooks' advice. We've been talking about the money, guys, and I've already mentioned several times during the show, and I'm telling you, I cannot plug them enough, man. AccuBid Pro. If you are not using this app as an owner operator, lease operator, you are doing yourself a disservice. I'm telling you, I firmly believe that has shit to do with the fact that he's a sponsor. Hunter and I highly respect Jimmy and what he's doing. He really wants to help you owner operators out, learn how your money flows, how it functions, how to be profitable, how to bid properly, all of those things. And that's just something I don't think that enough attention is brought to.
Don't be a victim of cheap freight anymore. Take back control. These are turbulent times for the transportation industry, with companies merging or even closing their doors. Whether you're going out on your own or leasing on with a new company, know your operating costs. Look out for you and bid better with AccuBid Pro.
I'm saying the commercial really freaking says it all. Like I said, right now you get your first month free while they're a sponsor on the Logistics Lounge. After that, it's $19.99 a month. Make sure you drop a review when you download it, and maybe you would send them an email saying, "Yo, saw this Logistics Lounge. Pedro Potato, Dr. Drizzy Dre said, "You're going to help me make more money." And Jimmy said that if you don't, he's going to pay your house off for you. No, I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
If he's watching, he just froze.
I know, dude. We love Jimmy, dude. He comes on like in a few weeks, bro. You got to see him. He looks nothing like what you would think. He's got this huge ass Viking beard, bro, and these tats and everything. And it's like, dude, he's just a super freaking cool man, dude. He's a super cool guy. All right.
Question for you, real quick on that AccuBid. If you download it, it's one company per account type thing? Do they have the option?
You know what? That's a damn good question, bro. I will ask Jimmy. I will literally DM me that, Sam, and I will text him and say, "Hey, bro, can we put a fleet on there for like a fee?" And if he doesn't have that, I bet you he's going to add that shit. He'd be like, "Oh, bro, that's a good ass idea. I never thought about that."
Because you could add fleets on it, but also that gives an incentive for dispatchers to go in and sign up and use it. Even if you put different fleets on it.
It's made for y'all too, man. But I will ask him that question, man. That is a damn good question, dude. For real. DM me that so I don't forget. Yeah. I'll text Jimmy tonight and ask him that stuff, man. Okay. That said, once you download the AccuBid Pro app and you learn your cost per mile and you learn how to be profitable off the revenue that you're bringing in, you're going to need a way to collect that money, right? Well, we've got the solution. Clint, Nick, and their team over there at Shoreline Capital, they're going to take care of you. They're a small-owned family business out of Utah. We had Clint as one of our first guests, as I've said before. Him and Nick, they're incredible people. I actually have some reviews for them I'm going to use in some advertisement here soon. All 5 stars, 24-hour availability to Clint and his team. And they do things that other factoring companies don't, man. I've already referred 2 companies to them, and they're extremely happy. So make sure you give them a call or an email. Phone number's down there at the bottom of your screen. There's their email. You can search them on Google, Shoreline Capital, bring up their website and all their social media. And again, as always, tell them you heard about it on the Logistics Lounge. Yeah. Now, Hunter was supposed to say something else, but he decided to go do whatever he's doing. Hunter,
hold up.
Ollie Oxen free. Oh, there he is. What's up, boo?
I had to hit the little broker's room, man.
Little broker's room. Oh, that's good stuff, man.
But ladies and gentlemen, if you did not watch our show yesterday, Logistics Lounge merch coming in hot. So we're gonna be making some hats, t-shirts, whatever you guys want to see. Let us know if you hate it, love it. Drop some drop some comments. We're here for it.
I love this hat. Like this shit, Hunt. I just want to give props to my homie Hunter. Hunter came up with this Only Freight idea. We searched it online. Like there's an Only Freight company, but they're not doing it like us. Like nobody else does this. Like this shit was on point. Hunter, I love this idea, dude. I just want to let you know. I love it. All right, continue, bro.
So we got that. We got the Logistics Lounge hat. Oh, did I mention these are all embroidered, y'all? These aren't cheap little screen prints, okay? This is going to last you a lifetime. Just like the lounge is going to last a lifetime with y'all's support. So we're going to have different variants. We're having beanies out. What's that? That's some more embroidery. You can stay warm by being the coolest guy in the room or the coolest gal in the room, all right? Having different colors here. Some of that, little white. We're dropping t-shirts. You want to be a champion? Wear a lounge shirt, all right? Rep the brand. Get the name out there, y'all, okay? So we're going to have different colors than that. Once again, my best friend. Never met the guy, but look at that. I mean, you walk into a room, you're going to be making a statement, okay? People are going to respect you because you're not only in logistics, but you're part of the lounge. So we're gonna have black, we're gonna have blue, gray, we're gonna have white, whatever floats your boat. We got the OG logo right here in comfort colors. Once again, not cheap. We're gonna have a size for everybody: extra small, extra large, 4X, 4 small. Another embroidered T-shirt right here, you guys. You're gonna feel it, just like we feel you guys here every single night that we roll this beautiful footage. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Boom. For the big guys, for the small guys, for the gals. Look at that. Look how much fun she's having because she's in the lounge kicking that foot up. What's she doing? I don't know. We got white. We got this. I mean, look, these people are so excited to be wearing our stuff. And, you know, to give a shout out to our boy last night, it's not only freight. You know, you're staying hydrated here, okay? It's water over beans, all right? We got the 10 ouncer, we got the 15 ounce, we got the 20 ouncer, okay? Make a statement in the office. If anybody has to ask, they don't need to know, but you can still tell them. Join the lounge. The merch is dropping soon.
Bro, that was the sickest fucking plug ever, bro. Hunter, that shit was on point, dude. Oh my god, that shit was on point, bro. Oh,
That's just the tip of the iceberg. All right, wait till the store launches.
That was on point. So hey, we placed our first order for the merch last night. Hunter and I, of course, we want to try it out. So our store is not yet live. We just wanted to show y'all guys what we got going on, and you got to get the beanie, dude.
Randy, I'm in the same boat, dude.
They got everything, man. Hey, I ordered a hat last night, man. 7 3/4. That's the size of my dome, and they had it, Brandon. So no worries, we got you, man. Anyway, we're going to debut our merch on our Christmas show. I ordered, or I say Hunter and I ordered last night our test line, and Matt, I want to say Matt Clark, if you're watching this or if you watch it afterwards, dude, I ordered your mug, bro. I got you the big 20 ounce, homie. So you ain't never gonna have to worry about running out of beans over or water over beans. And you gotta post it up, man, and let us know how you like the quality of that mug. So yeah, like Hunter said, it's quality stuff. I mean, guys, y'all saw like they're fucking champion t-shirts. Tell me anybody else out here who is doing like branded stuff. I mean, this isn't Gildan, this isn't Fruit of the Looms, this isn't Hanes. I mean,
we got Champion, we got Comfort Colors out there. There's
a
million different brands, and we're just getting started. The store's going to be slap full.
There you go. So, you know, quality products, they're still going to be cheap. To be honest with y'all, we're not making much. I think Hunter set the profit margin on it at like 2, 3.
I think we make like $100 per beanie.
Yeah, right. No shit, I wish. So anyway,
all the purchases go towards the show. You know, it's just to get some cool stuff out there. You know, I think
Hunter puts it into the HBO fund. If you don't know what the HBO fund, that's Help a Brother Out. So that's how that goes. But we hope y'all will buy some merch. Like I said, Hunter just said it's not for the money. It really is just for the show. Even our sponsorships, every penny we get, we put back in the show. We launched the store. We buy higher packages for video editing. You know, we pay for all our platforms. So really all we want is for you guys to support our show so we can continue putting out what we feel is badass content. So that said, we were talking about cost and rates and transparency and stuff like that, Sam. But what I really want you to touch on, man, is the take us out of the gray area. Make this a black and white of how dispatchers are supposed to operate, you know, because I know that a lot of these classes they teach, oh, well, you can get with a broker, you book a load with them, they start sending you emails, and then you can put that on Facebook or do whatever and say, I've got loads, blase, 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 you know, and some other things, of course. So take us out of that gray area, Sam.
Okay. I mean, it's really black and white. As a dispatcher, you cannot contact a direct shipper. without, and I'm going to specify this, without an MC number. So if you have an MC number, you could contact a direct shipper, you can contact anybody, it doesn't matter if you have that MC number behind you. If you don't have an MC number, I don't have an MC number. Okay, so I cannot go to a direct shipper. I just can't. Don't do it. It's illegal. It's against the regulations. It's just it's a red flag. Any carrier that wants to work with you, that's a red flag. If you're telling them that, they know this. Most of them do. Some of the new ones won't, but they know you cannot, contact direct shippers. You can't go to a broker. I can't go to Rob and say, "Hey, Rob, shoot me some lanes. I'll find you some trucks." You can't do that. You 100% have to have a truck in hand when you contact a broker. You can't contact a broker and say, "Hey, Rob, okay, I know you got this truck or this lane. Okay, let me go find a truck for you." Now, if you already have trucks under contract and you think you're going to be able to get a truck, let's say Rob's lane is next Wednesday. Okay, Rob, I think I can get somebody there, and they're already set up, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You're booking a load in advance, and you're getting them there. But if you take that load from Rob and you say, "Yeah, I've got it. I'll get you the MC number Tuesday night at midnight," because I don't have a truck yet, and you go onto Facebook and you go, "Okay, Facebook family, I've got this lane from point A to point B. It's going to pay this, and I'm going to charge my dispatch fee, whatever you want to charge." You can't do that. That's, again, working at you have to have a truck in hand. So, I mean, literally the regulations come down to you have to have a truck in hand before you start talking about a load with a broker. You cannot grab, like you said, an email list. I get probably about 150, 200 emails a day from brokers looking for trucks. I can't take one of those lists and come on to Facebook and sorry, Randy, I'll get to you in a minute there. I can't take that list, go on to Facebook, post it in Rob's group and say, "Okay, guys, who wants these loads? Come sign with me." That's 100% against the rules. And if you get caught, and they are starting to crack down on this, it's a $10,000 fine. I don't know about you, Hunter. I ain't that rich. And that ain't gonna happen. And I've learned that throughout the years of doing this, if you do it with integrity and you do it with honesty, you don't have to resort to posts like that or tricks like that. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, and I mean that's very relative. I mean, even for brokers, and it took me a minute to kind of figure it out when I first started. I would call up, shippers or even like talking to carriers and try to act like, "Oh yeah, man, I know exactly what I'm doing." No, the cats that have been in this game for a while, like even at a year, you can pick out like who's actually been at it, who's actually like really invested in it, not just trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. But I mean, that's how you're going to grow, because the one thing I've learned, man, this community of logistics, whether it be dispatchers, drivers, shippers, brokers, whoever it is, they, if you have a passion for it, because we are a small group of people that, we are the backbone of America. But if you have a passion for it, people are more than willing to give you a chance if you're, consistent and you're transparent and, you communicate. Like, if you don't know something, tell someone, like, "I don't know." And 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, "All right, I'll respect that. Looking forward to your call." Like, it's not difficult. It's not rocket science. Like,
and they could tell when you don't know anything. And there's no problem with not knowing anything. Everybody starts out not knowing. You've got to learn somehow. But you have to
I don't care how long you've been in this industry, you learn something new every day if you're doing something right,
Oh yeah. 100%.
It's an ever-changing industry. So,
and the way you create longevity in this industry is through integrity, through honesty, integrity, transparency. Do everything the right way. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for your carriers, and they will. I mean, I'm telling you, they will be your cheerleader out there because as a broker, you talk to carriers. I don't know how many you talk to a day, but you talk to a fair amount. As a dispatcher, I talk to a few amount. You know what talks to the most carriers and most drivers a day? Other drivers. All the time. Drivers talk more. I'm not going to say that. Drivers talk a lot. Okay? They talk. They go to truck stops. They talk. They go to receivers. They talk. They go to shippers and talk. So if you're doing right by your carriers and you're honest and you're integrity and you're transparent and you take ownership of your mistakes, because you will make mistakes. I make mistakes. Everybody does. When you take ownership of it and you own up to it and you're honest with them and your integrity, you do things for the right reason, your drivers are going to be your biggest cheerleader. They'll hear two drivers talking, oh, my dispatcher, he's horrible. Duh. Really? I've got this great person over here. Give him a call. I've had drivers call me that I haven't talked to in years. Hey, Sam, what are you doing? Who's this? There's a guy named Sam. And Sam, you dispatched me like 6 years ago. I'm lucky if I remember 6 minutes ago. So 6 years ago, I was like, ooh, oh, and I just, kind of roll with, oh, hey, Sam, da, da, da. And hey, I'm looking for a job. Hey, perfect. I got a guy looking. Yeah, I'll connect you guys too if it works out great. If it works out, I just got myself another truck. Simple as that. I just got myself another truck. So like I there's been plenty of times where that happens, and it's because of the honesty, integrity, always doing things the right way. A lot of people ask, how much can you make in dispatch? Which is it's a fair question to ask. And it all depends on how much you're willing to work to do it. People ask me how much I make per week. I can tell you right now, it's Friday night, 6:45. I have 6:45 Eastern. I have no idea what I made this week. Just none. I haven't. What's that?
Trish does.
Oh yeah. No. That's what Christians are off about me is because I can't even tell her because I don't know. I don't do my books until tomorrow. I'm booking loads, and I'm booking loads because it's good for the carrier. It gets the carrier to a right spot, or it gets them home, or it gets them that. I've never have booked a load going, I'm going to book this $4,000 load to, from Chicago to Maine because I can make X amount of dollars on it. If that factors into your thinking, you're not going to last. You just won't last. They will know that you booked a load to get paid for the betterment of the carrier.
I want to.
You ain't getting out of Maine though.
I want to chime in on that. Even though, like with my dispatching fee, I'll tell you, I was a lot different with how I did stuff, but it was just because I kind of enjoyed doing it, and it was literally like beer money for me. But I'm not going to say what I charge because then I'm going to get a bunch of DMs. Man, dispatch for me, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I swear to God, bro, if I drop what I charge per load, like I'm telling you, my fucking DMs will blow up. I swear to God. Anyway, if I don't know, actually, I lie. I do know what Sam made last year, but that's only because I'm a part of Sam's private group, and he was fucking awesome enough last year as part of a teaching lesson to drop his P&L last year. So I do know, last year Sam made pretty good, but again, Sam's been in this business for a long time. He knows what the hell he's doing. And, I would say he charges a premium, but honestly, 5% really isn't. But I know Sam has several operators under his belt with several trucks. So point is I just want to give an example. If you're charging what Sam is, and that's 5%, which is pretty much about average right now. I see some idiots still trying to go for 10%. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. Even 7%, like I feel like, yeah, good luck with that. But anyway, if you're doing 5% and you make a truck $10,000 a week, that's $500. So if you can get 3 carriers underneath you, 3 drivers, 3 trucks, whatever, you're looking at possibly making $1,500 a week. Conservatively, because this is just how I roll, I would say if you're good, like Sam says, you could pull a G plus a week. If you're good, you know what you're doing, and you got a couple carriers underneath you. So that's that. I'm not going to ask Sam to drop his numbers because honestly, that's none of y'all's damn business. And Trish, I love you, Trish. I just want you to know you're my sister from another mister. Trish would come down here from Canada and cut me, and my wife would let her do it. Anyway, before we get moving on, I really want to talk about this. Randy, I really hope you're still watching. I think you are because we still have the same view limit or view that we had when you were on. Sam, do you mind as a broker if I say something about this first real quick?
No, go ahead. I'll piggyback off of you.
Awesome sauce. All right. So Randy, I'm gonna tell you, as a broker and someone who has also helped a carrier operate trucks, freaking fantastic. I'm glad you're still here, professor. Anyway, here's how I do things, man. A lot of these, sorry, people are commenting. I'm trying to take it down. A lot of these brokers, you'll call them and they'll say, hey, do you run this lane often? Or do you want to be on my load email or list or what the hell ever it is? And you say, yeah, and they send the shit to you. And that's fine. I do not do that. I find that fucking completely worthless. I truly do. This is what I do. When you do call me, I do ask you, if it's a load or a lane I do regularly, do you run this lane regularly? Where are you out of? Just a few little questions. Yeah, hey, I'm out of near this area. I would run this lane regularly. I would do it at this rate. Hey, cool, fantastic. I'm going to take all your information down. I'm going to put it on a spreadsheet. And that's exactly what I do. Anytime that I come up with that lane or a load out of the area that I know that you originate from, I send you an email. And this is the way that you build relationships with brokers, in my opinion. I don't need you to call me every day. I don't fucking need you to send me emails every day. I don't need that crap. Like, if you want to send me your truck availability, that's great. I'll take it, but I don't need it, okay? What I want you to do is when I have a load out of that area that you told me you run and I email you, even if it's 5 hours after I send the email me back and say, hey, Rob, I don't have a truck out of the area, hit me up next time. You know what I'm saying? Me, I love spreadsheets, bro. That's how I build my carrier pools. I could pull mine up right now. Sam is actually on like 3 different pages. My drive-in, or no, you're not on my flatbed anymore. I replaced you at Nora.
Yeah.
Sam,
real quick, put Lauren and Brandon on your sheet.
I will add Brandon. Brandon, if you'll, I'm in Sam's group. Robert Peterson, just DM me your info. I'll gladly add you to my sheet, bro, Cephas. But anyway, to me, that's what I want. Like, just tell me where you run out of, and like if you like the lane that I gave you, and I'm gonna shoot you emails, and then through those emails, just give me more info about yourself. Hey, I'm here this week, and then I'll say, do you run that lane too? Yeah, I'll run that lane too. I make notes in my stuff. Granted, not every broker is like this, so I know this won't help you like across the board. But my whole point to this is communication. When a broker sends you an email and asks you about load, just reply and say, hey, I don't have it. Because I'm telling you, they won't remember that the first time, but they'll remember it the third time. They're like, oh, man, like Sam has replied to every email I've sent him, even though he's not had a truck, like he's replied to me. And then I start sending just emails to you. Here's an example. I've got a vertical farmer out of the Northeast. I've got a carrier pool. I think it's like 70 something box trucks and like 20 or 30 reefer carriers. But I have a list of like 10 people that when I get a load, I send an email to those 10 people, and 99% of the time I book it with that one email out of those 10 people. And that's because I built that relationship. Those people, when I was sending the email out to 70, were replying to me and say, hey, Rob, sorry, I ain't got a truck today, or can I pick it up another day? But they were replying and letting me know. And to me, that shows me you want to work. And when you do that, I want to build a relationship with you. So, that's just my perspective. Point.
Yeah, and that right there for everybody watching, that is absolutely freaking gold. Write that down, record it, commit it to memory, tattoo it on your forehead, whatever you need to do to remember that. That is absolutely gold. And I'll be honest with you, I have to do better doing that because I will occasionally, but I'm not religious on it, and I need to be better doing that because Rob's 100% right. That's how you build relationships. It won't happen with every broker, I guarantee you that, but it'll happen with the brokers that you want to be doing business with to begin with. So how I started doing relationships is just I mean, basically the same way. It was just emailing and calling and emailing and calling. And I wasn't calling them every day out of the blue saying, "Hey, do you have something? Please, please, please. Do you have something? I need something. Come on." I wasn't doing that. Is I would recognize the numbers on DAT and I would recognize the lanes and I would recognize the names on it. And I would go, we did this before. One of my best contacts, he was with Transplace. His name was Jason, and he's no longer with him. He's out of the industry. He's doing his own thing, doing really well, so which is great. But we started a relationship, and it literally got to a point where I would email him or text him and say, "Hey, Jason, I got a guy in Southwest Missouri. What do you have?" He'll send me a list of 5 or 6. He'll give me the details. I'll say, "Okay, send me that one." Not once do we mention rate. Not once. He knew that what I would go for, and I knew he was going to give me his best every time. And he got to before it took a while to get to that point. And he at one point he showed me the numbers behind the numbers, and then I looked at that and looked at what he sent me. I'm like, okay, that's and I'll touch on this in a second because there's that argument of transparency with brokers, and I'll circle back to that. But when he showed me that number, I'm like, okay. And then he did it again, and then he did it again, and then I'm like, buddy, you don't have to show me. I got you. But we worked together for a while now, so I got you. So he would send me, and I would say my truck. I deadheaded a truck 900 miles to pick up one of his loads. Yeah, he paid for it.
Dude, hey, I can't say anything. Hey, I want to give Sam a shout out. I want to say this right quick, Sam. I will say I believe that, and here's why I believe it. I rode out with the seafood customer earlier this year. I had a fucking load to Houston that I bid it good for a partial, but it was literally half a trailer of a 53-foot reefer. I was struggling with it. I reached out to Sam on a whim, said, "Hey, homie, can you help me out, bro?" And he was like, "Hey, Rob, how much do you have in it?" And Sam will tell you, I'm transparent. I told Sam, "Bro, this is exactly what I got in it. I'll send you the damn tender." And Sam said, "Okay, I got another load that I can get going towards that way. I'll pick yours up. This is my rate." And Sam did. He deadheaded that truck 350 miles from where they picked up. And so, dude, I believe that 100%. I would never forget you doing that.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is what I tell my carriers is when I'm negotiating, if it's brand new and when I'm calling on a broker and I don't necessarily know him, it's me versus him. That's how I view it. It's me versus the broker. Who's going to win? He wins when I say yes, basically. That's how I view it. I say yes to get the rate, but as soon as we're going back and forth, I want 2,000. I only got 15. Okay, I'll take 19.99. Okay, but I only got 15. Okay, I'll take that. And we're going back and forth. It's me versus them. But as soon as I say yes, okay, how do we get this done? Now it turns into we, and it's we, us. It's our load together. How do we get it done safely? There was one negotiation I had with the broker, and it's when you hear me on brokers, I just say whatever the hell comes to mind. I don't necessarily worry about the backlash of that. So guy
hates us.
He goes, "Hey, I could do this. I wanted 1,500. He goes, 1,300 is all I could do. And 1,300 was still a good rate. Don't get me wrong. I was going to say yes. I just went 1,302. I need to win." And he just lost it. He just started laughing. And I've gotten 4 or 5 loads from him since. And it's just like, to me, it's a every phone call is a relationship. It might not go the way I want. It might be a bad relationship that you want to forget the next day, but it's still a relationship. And I'm just going to say, sorry, give me that. Okay. I'm just going to say whatever comes to mind. How much do you want? I said, everything you got, plus your firstborn, I'm just going to say whatever. Right? I love it when people ask me, well, how much will you run this for? Well, I don't know. How much are you going to pay me? People always say negotiations, give them your first number first and you can anchor it. I don't want that. What if I give you my first number and you say yes? I'm going to feel like crap the rest of the day. It happened to me the other day, and I was just like, man, that was too easy. He said yes way too quickly. That means I left money on the table. Next time, you give me your number first, and we'll go from there. I don't have a problem with taking the numbers first, because when I call on a load, I know what I want before I call. And usually, it's a lot of I don't want to say it's a lot of newer brokers that they TQL or Coyote or Chase Robinson or these bigger brokers, and they'll start telling me about this load, and I'm like, okay, well, and he goes, I booked this load today. He goes, it's loading in Batavia, it's going to Hopkins, Minnesota, and it's a reefer, Batavia, Hopkins, milk, HP Hood, Super Value. He goes, how'd you know that? So because you said reefer, Batavia, and Hopkins. That's really the only reefer stuff shipping out of Batavia is going to be that HP Hood plant. They're huge. So as you do this for a while, you get to know this. But he's like, man, you knew that already. I didn't even have to say anything. I said, yeah, I know. And this is why you're going to pay me my rate, because I know what the hell I'm talking about. And he goes, well, I can't get there, but I could go. And we were like $100 off at that point. I said, okay, fine, send it. Because I'll make it up on the back end coming out of Minnesota. And there'll be times, and I'm going to circle back to the transparency, but there'll be times where, I was talking to the guy, I said, sometimes I'll say no to a load, and 8 hours later, I'm kicking myself in the ass going, what the hell did I do? Why did I say no to that? Because I was greedy. I wanted more. And the market just didn't bear it out. And sometimes you'll have days like that. It'll suck. But circling back to transparency, Rob, did you want to chime in on that first, or you want to go on it?
Since you're talking, you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
if you want. I mean, mine is actually a short little thing that's going to piss people off, but you go ahead.
No, I think we're going to be in agreement with this. I care less what the broker makes. I don't give a rat's ass if he's making
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't care if he's making $1,000. I don't care if he's making $1. Honestly, unless it's someone that I know that I work with a long time, I don't care if he's losing money on it. I don't care, because the only person that has the power to have that happen to you is me or the carrier. I said yes to that load. Well, I said yes to it, so I obviously liked something about it, or felt I didn't have a choice, or whatever the case may be. But I was the only one that had the power to let the broker do that. And if the broker made $1,000, hey, good for him. He was better at it than I was that day. But I don't care as long as I get what I want or what I agree to, I don't care what the brokers make. I don't, it doesn't factor in. Again, obviously, once you make relationships and you get closer with the broker, and like Rob, that seafood loop, deadheading 350 miles. I wouldn't have done 100, no offense, but I wouldn't have done that for you. I don't know. I didn't know you at the time. I wouldn't have done it. But I know Rob. I knew he'd make it up on the back end. We'd hit another lane together, and off we go. There are brokers, and ideally, I would do that for every single broker that I talk to every day. But realistically, that ain't gonna happen. So you do that one thing for the broker, and if it's a solid broker, he will get you back. He'll give you first crack at this $4,000 load that's going 400 miles. It's got 3 drops. He's going to give you first crack. The good ones will. The good brokers will. So when people are fighting the wrong freaking fight. They are broker transparency. We have to know what the shippers are paying. Like, the shippers are idiots. First of all, come on, guys, think about this. The shippers, they're not idiots. They know what the market is. They might be getting, they might be thinking they're paying a little bit extra right now, but they, whatever it is, they're not idiots. They're not paying $5,000 over above what carriers are taking. That just ain't happening. The real fight that people need to be fighting is time at shippers, time at receivers. You tell me why it takes Walmart 6 freaking hours to empty 10 pallets out of a truck. And the answers I always get back is, well, because they got to count it. Okay, yeah, I get it. They got to count it. What do they think is going to happen if they're short 2 pallets? Do you think the broker hit it or the driver hit it in his cab? What the hell does that have to do with the driver? Oh, we're short 2 pallets. I'm sorry, it sucks to be you, but my driver's he's not smuggling that crap into jail. He didn't put it in the cab. He's running for the border. The shipper didn't ship it for whatever reason. That's on the shipper. Put in, sign your bill, subject to count. Let my guy go. 2 hours at the most.
So I want to touch on this, Lauren. I just see you popped over the comment. Nobody's working anymore. Short staff, training new hires. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, Lauren. You're my girl. Fuck all that bullshit. That's a bunch of crap. Let me tell you. So broker transparency. Here's the thing. You do know that the law says it's after the transaction has taken place, right? Like, you have read that part of fucking FMCSA law, right? The CFMR, right? Like, and if you haven't, I can have my boy Joe Metten come on here, who knows the fucking DOT manual forward and back by heart, and he'd come on here and explain to you, Hunter, you know what I'm talking about, dude. I mean, that dude was really spitting out CFR regulations like he was talking from the Bible. John 4:15 says it was ridiculous.
Looking at us like we know exactly what he's talking about too.
Yeah, I know.
You know that subsection ABC? No.
So anyway, I don't know so much about if it's really going to happen in January. Anything when it comes to regulations in our industry, they say January 2024. It happens November 2026. But basically, they're trying to make it, I guess, a hard rule. It already is in the FMCSA diabolical, whatever you want to call it, stuff. The brokers do have to provide their tender to the carrier, after 48 hours or within 40 hours, whatever it says. Honestly, I don't know the law like word for word verbatim, but here's the thing. Like Sam said, who gives a shit what I'm making? As long as you got paid what you want to get paid, what do you care? And this is the thing that I really have the problem with this is, and I'm sorry, carriers, you may get mad at me, and I'm really an advocate for y'all. I think if you watch this show enough, you should know I am straight down the middle. I'm a broker, but I was a driver for a decade, so I fucking get it. But let me say this is that you're too fixated on what I'm doing. And everyone in this industry is supposed to make money but the brokers. Here's my one problem with – actually, I don't even have a problem with it. Here's my one thing, and I don't give a shit what any of you say. This is what's going to happen. Just say that when I book the load and I send you a Raycon, the law says, oh, right after you send the Raycon, you have to send them the tender of what you make it. Say I booked the load with you for $1,400. That's the rate we agreed on. That's what you told me. But you find out that I actually have the load for $2,000. You're going to call me back and you're going to say, I want $1,999. That's what you're going to say. Or I want $1,900. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cancel it under your ass and I'm going to tell you to kick fucking rocks. Because here's the thing, and I don't understand this, and this actually also goes to dispatchers as well. Why is it that carriers are the only one in this fucking business that should make money? Get over yourselves. I'm serious. You can get mad at me as you want, but get the fuck over yourselves. We're all in this stuff to make money, okay? If you're not making the money that you should make, you know whose problem that is? It's your problem. You're the one not operating your business correctly. It shouldn't matter what I make. As long as I pay you what you asked for, and me as a broker, that's what I do. And I'm going to use Sam and mine's transaction, actually two different transactions as an example. The load that Sam ran for me was from Norfolk, Virginia, down to Houston, Texas. It was like 8 pallets of seafood. It was a frozen load at 0 degrees. I think the lane rate back then for a full truckload was like $2,800. I paid Sam's truck $2,500 for 10,000 pounds worth of freight. on a truck that I said, dude, put another load on there. I don't give a shit. As long as you don't mix my stuff up, I don't care. Paid him $2,500. I made 26. I told Sam that. Actually, I think Sam wanted 26. And I said, hey, bro, I got 26 in it. Like, can you help a brother out? Sam said, dude, I got you 2,500. I don't know what Sam made off that load, but I'm assuming because I know Sam, he booked another load going to Texas for probably another $2,000 and made double off of that truck. The point is Sam and I came to an agreement. I paid him what he wanted. Who cares if I didn't tell him I made $2,600 and I had $3,000 and it doesn't matter. Like, even if I would have given him the 26, I gave him what he asked for, and that's all that should matter. And yeah, I mean, there's really my standpoint on that. If it comes out, I really don't care because you're only going to find out 48 hours after I've done the load with you. What are you going to do? Come back to me and charge me the accessory, send me some crazy invoice. I'm going to tell you to kick rocks and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And I will say, I'm not like every broker. Anyone that's done business with me will fucking tell you that stuff. Sam, Nora, LaRon, who's been on the show before. I have numerous carriers that I can say, if you ask me what I have in a load, I will tell you. And if you say, oh, I want all but $50 of that load, I don't care if we've done 80 loads together. I'll tell you to kick rocks. And the reason I'll say that is because I need to make money and you need to make money. If I'm going to pay you a fair rate, you shouldn't try to screw me. But that never happens to me because I do build relationships, which trails back off of what we were just talking about. I care about my carriers, and I understand that all of you have to make money, and I want you to make money, and I want to make money too. And we've just got to find a median ground. You treat me right, I'll treat you right. Maybe you wanted $900 on this load, and I can only give you $800. But check this out, homie. I get this load every week. So now that I know that you really need $900, I'm gonna go bid my customer for like $960. If you'll meet me at $860, I make a bill, you make $860, everybody's happy. So yeah, maybe coming out, Lauren, I don't know. Honestly, everybody's hung up on it. It really doesn't matter because it's going to be after the fact. So what are you really going to do about it? But carriers take it as a win. So, I mean, hey, if that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy.
Yeah,
so, sorry, I went kind of a little rant, but that's my part of it.
Yeah, it's nonsense. They get hung up on the most trivial things, And I tell my guys, I said, just look after your business, look after what you can do. In this industry, it's especially in this market. In this market, cut expenses, cut as much expenses as you can. Figure out how to improve your fuel mileage from 5 to 7, from 6.5 to 8. Figure out how to do that. Don't drive 75 miles an hour. Drive, whatever it is, 62 or whatever that optimal number is to get the most out of your fuel. You do that, you're saving $300 in fuel. Do that. Who cares? Again, who cares what the broker makes? You said yes, and you said yes. Simple.
Hey, can I just chime in here completely off subject? So I just want to say about how like petty people are, like carriers. So I got this guy right now doing this load straight through, bro. It's a 2-hour drive and it's a 3-hour load. All right, it's going from Nottingham, Maryland, up to Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Running in a 26-foot box truck. I'm literally paying this guy a fucking 53-foot rate, and he's sitting here saying the appointment was for 6 o'clock. It is now 7:09. I'm going to want detention because nobody's helping me. I just told my people, dude, tell me the appointment was at 6. Like, it's an hour and 9 minutes. Tell them, chill the fuck out and take a nap. I'll pay you detention. Like, dude. Like,
is he at the Walmart there or the Tyson?
He is at a Walmart, but this is actually where I was saying you're messing with the wrong shippers because this Walmart, dude, I deliver here 4 times a week. Like, they always have my truck out within 2 hours. Every time, no questions asked. I've never had detention at this Walmart. Never, ever, 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 ever. I've been running this load for a year and a half. But it's just like, dude, like, it's been an hour and 9 minutes. Like,
yeah, exactly. Relax a little bit.
Give me a freaking break here, man. So, anyway.
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I just had to use that with like the ridiculousness that you get sometimes. Like, man,
oh yeah. And speaking of that, Maryland and Pennsylvania, I got a guy that did the same thing on the return, the overage I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. They finally tell him like at 4 o'clock, take it back to the shipper. Gets up to the shipper, the guards tell him there's no one there. Come on, are you kidding me on a Friday night? So I reached out to the after hours. Actually, no, it's not you. I was gonna say, hey, it's well, you can help me. It's not.
No, I tell you, man, all of our stuff is 480, bro. 480 area code. And all of our stuff, it doesn't matter if it says well, anything that you book with us, it'll all be from an email at Go Synergy Freight, every bit of it.
Yeah.
So that,
Yep.
that'll
I
how you know.
was talking to somebody up in De Pere, the officer, in well companies and well logistics. They're completely separate. I'm like, but it's the same. I'm like, whatever. I had to fill out like 3 packets for one carrier for the same company. I'm like, whatever. Although that's not a big deal. But I'm just like, how? Like I said, and people are buying each other out these days. Oh my god. Load was posted for New Direction. I'm like, okay, well. So I call them. We agree on it. They send everything over, and it's Giroux. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't book with Giroux. Are you Giroux? Yeah, they bought us out. Okay, well, there we go.
But I honestly, it may not. I don't know. In that situation, obviously, you just said that they bought them out. But like with us, man, I honestly get this a ton from carriers. Which I will say this to the carriers that catch it, like freaking applause for you being vigilant and seeing this. But so like we're an agency of well, you know what I mean? So like I don't get paid by Well. I get paid by my boss. Everything we run under Wells MC, but everything from us is Synergy Freight, except when you get rate cons, it says Well Logistics. We get people all the time that reply, hey, your email says Synergy Freight, like blah, 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 blah. And it's a quick fix because we get it so common. We have one person, we send an email and they say, and it comes from a Wells company thing, says, nope, they're agents of ours, blah, 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 blah. So I'll say that's a very common thing when you book with, one company and, you get the email from another and stuff. And but again, you should be looking out for that stuff, man. Honestly,
I was just going to go into that. As a dispatcher, you need to be doing your due diligence. Check those emails, check those phone numbers. If the rate con looks weird, I'll tell you this, Nolan Transportation. You see a Raycon from Nolan, it's Nolan. You know their setup. It's not. They changed it a couple months ago. They changed it.
Oh, really?
And I got an email and I looked and I opened up. I'm like, this doesn't look right. What the hell? So I emailed the guy back and said, hey, what's going on? This is not your Raycon. And he goes, oh, you caught that, huh? I'm like, well, yeah, I caught it. I pay attention. We just changed our systems up. I'm like, okay, great. And then I reached out to my contact over at Nolan because he was out. So I reached out to him that afternoon and hey, did you guys change your Raycons up? He goes, yeah, we're trying out a new system. Okay, cool. It's on the up and up. We're good. JCT, John Christner Logistics, they just changed theirs. That one messed me up. They went from a nice convoluted, but it's them, to one that looks like Molo. They're using the same.
Oh my!
And I just went, and I got that, and it messed me up because I saved it as a Molo. I just looked at, it's Molo. Da, da, da. Wait a minute, son of a! And I had to go back and redo it. But pay attention, as dispatchers. That's your job. Do your due diligence. Make sure who you're booking it with is creditworthy. The factoring will approve them. And factoring companies, I know you deal with Shoreline, but they're a funny breed because you'll have one factoring company that says these guys are great. You'll have another factory, same company, say, oh, we can't work with them. Well, why not? Well, because on one day they took 41 days to pay instead of 39. And I'm telling you the truth, that happened to me. And I was like, well come on, They just I get you have your standards, but 39 days to pay and now it's 41 and you're cutting them off. That's to me a little. It's like, come on. So now I just invoice them directly, but but as a dispatcher, you don't want to be caught in that situation. I was caught in that situation because I didn't check with the factory company, so that's my bad. But it was also because I checked with 4 others and they were approved. So I never assumed that they would be okay with the 5th one. And I've done, 5 or 6 loads with them before. So it wasn't like this was an established company. It wasn't like an MC number of 160, 111 based out of Glendale, California. It wasn't that. So
I know no one will ever have problem with our company. I mean, we, the company we're partnered with, they've been in business 47 years, have stellar credit. I mean, everyone who's done business with us can attest to that. So, but you're right though, Sam. Like it is a lot about the paying attention, man. Not just for like money purposes as far as factoring and credit and everything, but really to help avoid with the fraud. And that's why I brought up what I said, like, hey, people get MC or emails from us. And I don't know about the rest of my team, but in me, like I have Synergy Freight, I have 101st Airborne Veteran, and then I have Well Logistics, down in my signature, little pictures and stuff. Yeah. And even though I have that Well thing, man, I mean, like, who cares? Anyone can download that, that thing and put it on their signature. But point is you have to pay attention. You have to be vigilant, because like you just said, these companies, a lot of the rate cons you get are generated from their TMS, transportation management system. Like us, we use Aljex. I know a lot of people, shout out to Tim Higgin over there at Ascend TMS. I know people that use Ascend. I use people that use one of our previous sponsors, Freight Management Systems. So point is those rate cons are automatically or auto generated, and if you're getting one from a company like Sam says, hey, I know what this company's rate cons look like. And then one day you get one that looks different. You need to address that. You need to be, as a dispatcher, on the lookout for that stuff, because I look at dispatchers in the sense that I look at brokers. A dispatcher is the liaison for a carrier. A broker is a liaison for the shipper, and both of us have a duty to make sure that we're taking care of our customer. My customer is a shipper. You as a dispatcher, your customer is your carrier. And, you need to be on the lookout for little things, fraud and scams. They're like just overridden in our industry right now. And a rate con, you get a rate con, a lot of drivers think, oh, that's good to go. Well, I'm going to tell you, once you get that rate con, you need to tell your driver, and I used to do this with my guy, Garrett and Josh. Hey, when you get that BOL, let me know. Send me a picture of that BOL. I want to see what's on it. Some shippers, they list the carrier name. If you're a broker, 99% of the time they'll list you, like us, Synergy or Well Logistics. They'll list us on the BOL. So y'all need to start paying attention to that stuff, man. Because it's important. You may not think that, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just bill them directly. Well, what if it was a fraud, a complete scam? You know what I mean? And you can bill whoever you want, and you may not get paid. If you're smart, however, you will immediately bill the customer and tell them the situation of what's going on. But that's a conversation for
and that's piggybacking off of that. That's one thing that I've been doing with my carriers lately is I tell my guys, okay, I want you after you're loaded, I want you to send me the BOL. Send me, especially with more reefer than dry van and flatbed, send me the BOL. Send me a picture of the temp set point. Send me a picture of the load securement if you can before they close the doors. Send me a picture of the seal number. You send me all those 4 things, I'll get and I could get ahead of any claim that may or may not arise at the receiver. You send me a picture of how it's secured and how it's loaded. We'll take a look at it. And sometimes, like, the carriers have done that. And they said to me, I'm like, you can't take off like that. What do you mean? You see that top pallet? That thing's going to fall. You cannot take off like that. Get them to rework it. And as a dispatcher, you got to protect your carriers. And you protect them from fraud. Send me the BOL. Okay, who's on the BOL? I booked a load with TQL, but CH Robinson's on this BOL. Oh crap! I'm screwed either way now. But
shit.
But you catch that thing. Okay, well, send me the temp point, the temperature set. I tell all my guys, set run continuous. Don't mess around with with on off with start stop, because you grab an ice cream load and you put it on start stop for it because you're going to save that $10 in fuel, and it stops and doesn't come back on. Well, you just buy yourself $1,000. Set it on continuous and just let it go. Send me the seal number. Send me the picture of the padlock and the seal on the truck. Don't just send me a picture of a seal that's like, okay, here's the seal and it's lying on the ground. Send me it actually sealed, and I can get we get to the shipper or the receiver, and the temp is wrong. Well, no, you can see what the temp was set at and plug, we'll get you a download for it. This was wrong. No, the seal, no, you see it sealed. I had one, this is a couple years ago, claim load of potatoes from North Dakota to somewhere, Ohio, whatever. Get up there, get loaded, get to Ohio. They rejected the entire load because there were insects in the load. And I'm like, okay, well, fine. Okay, what do you want us to do? 3 hours later, take it back to the shipper. I said, okay, before, obviously in that situation, you're getting pictures. You're getting pictures of the product. You're getting pictures of the labels. You're getting the BOL. And so we get all that, get up there, and the shipper, they file a claim, and they say that we get a download, and they say it's on the truck because they were dead insects that blew from the air chute on top of the product. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Well, get a download, take a look at the download. And it was a real simple question. This was actually with Landstar. I asked him a simple question. How did the insects that were dead in the air chute land on the product if we showed up with the reefer running a half hour before we showed up? Instant, and the claim was dead at that instant because there was no freaking way that it was on us. They loaded the product with the insects and didn't want to cop to it, and that claim was denied, and never heard from them again because we took the pictures, we did the download. You do your due diligence and you get that stuff. Now, if we didn't have any pictures or couldn't get a download, it's our word versus their word, and you're going to lose every time as a carrier, unfortunately. And then and that brings us to another point with insurance. Is it Martin? Martin. They, as of January 1st, they are no longer working with carriers who have Progressive.
We don't at all. I say that. Like, our main company will, but I have a strict rule with any of my freight. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's $1,000 win. You tell them to kick rocks. Like, I'm serious as shit. I don't care if you got Progressive, Lloyd's of London. I ain't doing business with your ass.
Yeah, Lloyd's of London I knew from years ago. Progressive, they were trending, and now now there's too many people that just won't work with Progressive. So I told my guys, I have a couple of guys that have Progressive. I'm like, you need to change. Our renewal's coming up, and change it.
Hey, bro, let us know. We have some insurance connections. Matter of fact, I think I still have her promo video loaded up. Let us know. Do we have some connections? Hey, before you move on, we're going to have to quell this down here in the next 10 or 15 minutes because my wife says, I want to go grocery shopping and get the fuck off. No, I'm playing. She just says she wants to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, I gotta do the same thing.
Hunter knows my wife, dude. Like, she don't play no damn game, bro. Anyway, before we trail off too much, I want to bring back to the paying attention thing. And about the paying attention to the BOL and the information on there and everything. I want to use an example from earlier, actually. I mean, in the middle of the show, I had to call a carrier. I have a load of trees, and it is coming from Texas. It is going to Vegas. It is actually delivering to the Bellagio Casino. I sent the guy the Raycon. The Raycon shows the Bellagio Casino. I put on there, hey, call this guy. You need to coordinate with him. Now, usually I will coordinate with the shipper, but being that this is the Bellagio, I've delivered to Vegas. Trucks are not allowed on Las Vegas Boulevard. I gave him the number, said, hey, get with this dude because I'm pretty sure you're going to have to deliver from the back or a side street. So, like, get with him so he could tell you. Well, when he got the BOL had a different address. He called the guy that I said to talk to, and the dude said, hey, no, go over here. This is where I need you to go to. So he called me and said, hey, you sent me this, but the receiver is saying this. What is accurate? Dude, let me call. Let me find out, like, understand how that's confusing. Because he was like, hey, if they need me to go to their nursery location, which is what they told him, he's like, and then they need me to go to the Bellagio. He's like, I can do that. That's fine. He's like, I just want to make sure I go to the right place from the beginning. And I say that, drivers, if you've ever delivered in Vegas, specifically down near the Strip, it is an absolute disaster for a truck, for trucks to get in and out of a lot of places down there. So, but the point is he paid attention. He looked at the BOL and said, hey, like, something doesn't add up here. And he called the receiver because I told him to, to ask, hey, what do I need to do? Do I need to call you first thing Monday? Like, how's this go? Guy reached out to my people and said, hey, I need to have this figured out. Like, let me know for sure. So I bring that point up is because all of that ties back into the fraud and doing your job as a dispatcher. The dispatchers are the ones that get the rate con. A majority of times carriers, if they use a dispatcher, they don't ever see the rate con. Most dispatchers, they book the loads, they get the rate con, they submit it to factoring, blah, 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 blah. Carriers never see this stuff. And a lot of dispatchers don't give them full information. I may have talked to Sam and said, hey, Sam, here's the situation. Here's the phone number of the guy on the ground. Your driver needs to call this guy. Not me, not you, but your driver needs to call them. Here's the address. And Sam doesn't say, okay, well, fuck it, whatever. Like, I got the address. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? And driver picks up the load, sees things crazy, and it causes a debacle. You know what I mean? So it is about paying attention to everything on that Raycon. The person that you booked it with, that Raycon should match them. And if it doesn't, call and ask a question. You know what I mean? Whatever the Raycon says, that should be where you pick up and deliver. And I'm going to tell you, does the delivery address change? Yes, it does. I actually have a customer that they deliver to Georgia. Their customer has two different warehouses. They're about 10 miles apart. Sometimes at the last minute, they'll say, hey, I don't have room in this warehouse. Please go to the other one. No big deal. It's 10 miles apart. But if you book a load that's going to California and someone calls you and says, hey, take that shit to Texas, red freaking light. Like, for real. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you're like, oh, this is a good deal. I'm getting paid to go to California. I'm only going to Texas. You're an idiot. Like, pay attention to what you're doing as a driver and make sure that you're on your dispatcher's ass, that they're paying attention. Now, with that said, people like Sam, people like Lauren, people like Brandon, people like Nora, people like Gizmo, they know their job. They catch this stuff before you do because they're good at it. But not every dispatcher out there is like that. And that's honestly the ones that we want to get out of the industry. Just like we want to get the brokers, they're the same way out of the industry, that they don't care. They just book a load with a customer. They don't give a shit what the rate is. It's bottom dollar. They just want to screw a carrier. They don't give them any of the real details, blase, 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 blase.
Yeah.
So attention to detail is of the utmost importance in this industry. If there is nothing else that you ever take away from our show as a carrier, it should be one, important or attention to detail, and two, you should be using AccuBid Pro.
No, 100%. And I'll wrap it up with this. And that goes to what I tell the carriers that I work with. I tell them, if I ever send you something that does not make sense in your head, call me on it. Call me and go, what are you doing? Because two things happened. I didn't give you the correct information, or I didn't communicate the plan well enough to you. And I'll go into this real quick. I had a guy, I sent him 3 loads back to back to back. Said he got them, you're all good, perfect. End of the afternoon, I wake up the next morning, he's halfway to the receiver on the first, what I thought was the first load. And then I get a call from the broker, hey, where's your truck at? Oh, crap. Call him up. I said, Greg, where you at? He goes, oh, I'm deadheading to my pickup tomorrow. I said, okay. What about the pickup today? So I didn't see that. The 3 emails, he missed it. I said, Greg, did you not find it strange that I was going to deadhead you 400 miles and not tell you that we were deadheading for? Yeah, I thought that was strange. Okay, and you did it anyways? You didn't call me? So, I tell my guys, if something doesn't make sense, call me. If it's a wrong address, wrong phone number, wrong anything, call me and we'll sort it out. Don't just assume that whatever information you have or whatever information you was told is correct because they told you. Brokers will give you the wrong information, and it's just like. Anyways, I think Lauren's calling for another commercial here for you.
Hold on. I just want to add on to what I just said 30 minutes or a few minutes ago. So that same driver doing that load from Nottingham, Maryland to Pottsville, PA, who just was like, "Oh, hey, they're not unloading me, blah, 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 blah." That was 22 minutes ago. 57 seconds ago, my team spoke with the driver, said he's unloaded, and we'll send POD tomorrow morning, FYI. Bro, like, you're talking about
Don't panic.
No,
Don't panic.
Like an hour and a half. Like, that's the fastest Walmart unload you done ever had, player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So,
oh man. All right, please, drivers. That's right. Have some patience sometimes. Hey, I want to say, I do want to end with this before we do our commercial break. I'm actually glad that you brought that up, Lauren. So I'm going to tell you, carriers, don't email me or call me asking me to call the shipper, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't. I'm not. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. Like, they're not going to jump fucking hippity hoppity all because you're whining and crying because you've been in a dock for an hour and 55 minutes. If anything, they're going to be like, "Oh, okay. Well, you want to cry and complain? Well, I'll just make you sit there for another 45 before I start unloading you." I just want to say that is not me being rude or an asshole. It may seem like that, but I'm telling you, do not waste the finger muscles. Don't waste the phone call. None of that, because some brokers may, but I've been in this game long enough to know that I'm not. I mean, if you're at a Walmart, you're sitting for 2 hours. Do you really think the largest company in the world gives two shits whether Pedro Potato calls them and says, "My truck has been sitting in your dock for an hour and 50 minutes"? No, they don't. Even the smallest shipper, they don't care. Like, they don't. They're not going to move just because I said so. And again, that's not me being rude. That's just me telling you the truth. So like Lauren said, just have patience. The best that I can offer you is detention, and I will gladly pay that, no problem. Just give me check-in and check-out times on the BOL and a little bit of initial, and I'll gladly pay you. But, yeah, have patience, man. This is logistics. Things take time. As I tell my son, the world does not revolve around you. The world does not care about you in the grand scheme of things. Just chill out, relax, and give it time, and it'll work itself out. Unless you're like Sam's carrier and you sit for 8 fucking hours at a shipper. In that case, yes, please call me, because I'm like, look, I'm paying this guy fucking $50 an hour or whatever it is. Like, I need this guy to get out of your dock.
I know.
I'm literally going to lose my house after this.
I had someone ask me, what do I charge for detention? I said $1,000 an hour. And he kind of paused and went, "What?" I said, "Hey, my time is valuable." He goes, "Okay, I'll pay you $70 an hour." Done. It's just like,
I have customers that they do different, man. I got customers that pay 25. I got customers that pay 30. I got customers that pay 50. Like, I saw say that when drivers say, "Oh, there should be a set amount." Like, I agree. Like, that's cool. I wish it could be $100 an hour to y'all, but honestly, the shippers set the tone. If they only
and that's why I'm saying. That's why I say they're fighting the wrong fight with this transparency. Fight with 2-hour dock times.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
2-hour dock times, because there's no reason that even if you're double stacked all the way back, there's no reason it should take more than 2 hours to unload a truck. I don't care what you're doing. There should be, unless there's obvious, power goes out and things happen. But on a day-to-day regular basis, it should not take you 2 hours to.
I agree. Yes,
So-
yes, Lord. I swear to God, we're pulling your leg. I don't know what. I never will. I never do. Like, I will tell you I will, but I never do. I never, ever, ever, ever do, because as a broker, like calling my customer and saying, hey, motherfucker, hurry up. Like, even though you're paying my bills, I need you to do some shit that I'm telling you to do because I'm the one in charge. I don't. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, I don't. And again, that's not me being rude. That's, you know what it is? You know what it is? That's me being transparent. There you go. Hey, all right. All right. We're gonna go ahead and end this. Hey, hold on. Where's Trish?
Hold on, let me get her.
Yes, you get her.
Might be too late.
Sam and I've talked 1,000 times, bro. Like on the phone, over calls and stuff, Zoom calls and shit. His wife Trish, I've only ever talked to her on Facebook. And so like I've never seen her in person. Like I want to talk to her in person and talk shit to her for like 30 seconds, man.
Okay, Rob, she's coming, but she'll be off camera. So you
Okay.
can hear her.
Yeah, that's fine. I know they
And I'm not pressing that because I like living.
That's true. I'm glad you see that, Randy. I know they don't call. I just call to tell my carrier I called.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yay, sure.
Oh, yeah, go for it, Italian. Just come right over here so you're off camera. And Rob wants to say hi. And Lauren and Brandon are both there.
Oh, God bless.
And so is
Yes.
Randy. Okay.
Hi, guys. Oh, what?
They got to be able to hear you.
They can't hear me? Okay, fair. That's it.
Okay, say
Hi,
hi.
guys.
Hi, Trish.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's finally good to hear your voice. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, well, it's very nice of you, Rob. I can hear you guys in the distance. I mean, I was busy with other things.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm sure you could, but I wanted to be personable and say hi. You and I have talked on Facebook forever and a day, and I never got to like actually hear your voice and say hello.
exactly.
Yeah.
True. Very
Yeah.
true. And I can hear this guy laughing his head off. I'm like, I can just imagine these guys, crazy guys together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
By the way, Lauren said they got to take you to dinner, too.
Yeah, that's right, Lauren.
You, not her. You. Oh, my God.
Well, no, it'd be nice to take Lauren to dinner. I
Yeah,
wish we
there
could
you
do
go.
that.
Well, Lauren and Brandon come up here. We'll go
Right.
for it.
Lauren, you go up to Canada or you come down to Texas. I'll take you to dinner. I won't bring my wife because she'll steal you and she'll be your friend and then she'll tell you all these horrible things and you'll never talk to me again. But
There you go.
it is every time I have a female friend, man, my wife steals her like she starts talking about my wife.
That's okay. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
All
if
right.
you ever get up here, please let us know.
I will. My wife wants to come to Canada. I do too. I've been up to the border when I was a driver, but it was way back in the day when like companies used to have you like actually certified and all this other stuff to go over the border. But I would honestly love to come to Canada. I've heard it is absolutely and seen it is absolutely beautiful. So I would really enjoy coming up there. And I love winter too. So I would actually prefer coming in the winter, believe it or not, because I fucking
Well,
love
you have
this.
a great time now, then, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snowed up there yet, Sam?
What's that?
Is it snowed up there yet?
Oh, yeah. A couple times already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous, bro. You want to know? Hey, right now, I'll tell you. Let me look at my watch. Actually, my watch is dead. I'm sorry. What is it right now? Here in the beautiful state of Texas, it is 69 degrees.
60. I was going to say 70. Yeah. Oh, we're getting. We're warming up. We're getting to 9.
It's going to be balmy.
Oh my Jesus!
It's going to be a balmy 9.
Last year, Trish did that. Like we were talking about the weather, and
Yes.
Trish said we're going to go into heat wave. We're going to get into the double digits.
Yeah. I've had enough of winter. I'm already past it. I'm ready for summer again.
Oh,
I know
This-
that's right, bro. All right. Hey, Trish, it was so awesome to hear your voice, and you know I'll catch you on Facebook, ma'am. So I appreciate you coming and saying hi to me.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, Rob. Take it easy, and thank you.
You too, Trish. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too. And bye, Brandon. Too. I
Yeah.
get to talk to them very
I
much.
know they're in the text there. So
All right, so 58 here in Vegas. Haha, we're warmer than you, Randy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and end this little diggy. I'll say, Sam, dude, you have the record, bro. This is the longest show we've ever had, yo.
Tell you get me and you get Roger on the line. This thing will go for 4 days.
I want to get with Roger. I do. I really do. I want to get with Roger. I want to get Mike on the show. I want to get Nora on the show.
You put all of us together, this thing you be live for like 6 weeks.
I know. Bro. I remember that WhatsApp group that we had. That like Sam posted like one fucking message, and it was like some business stuff, and like the next 80 messages was all of us talking shit to each other.
Oh yeah, and that unfortunately that didn't end up panning out. That didn't go anywhere. But if another opportunity like that comes around, I know you know you're getting the call. So
I know, I appreciate that, bro. Look at my wife.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro. All right. So since we have them on screen, rolling across the bottom. Logo in the corner over here, Shoreline Capital. Like I said earlier, they factor anybody, any company that has some invoices. You can't wait for that net 30, net 45, net 60 pay term. Shoreline Capital will take care of you. But for the purposes of this show, we are more focused on your carriers and your brokers. One of the hardest things to do as a new business or even an old business is having working capital. And Shoreline Capital helps you do that. As one of the memes that I made for them says, payday is every day with Shoreline Capital. Dude, I love Clint. Nick, matter of fact, commented on one of the posts that I did for them freaking earlier. Can't wait to have them back on. They're such incredible people, man. That being said, a highlight of this show has been talking about cost per mile and money. And we have mentioned AccuBid Pro several times. I'm telling you, I cannot stress enough that if you are an owner operator and you do not have this app, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are failing yourself. If you really want to know where your business stands, where your profit margins are, where your cost per mile is, and how to control expenses, because that's what this does. It allows you to put in your revenue, your expenses, and it spits out your profitability and your cost per mile. And that's what's important. Who cares if you make $10,000 on a load if it only pays $1.50 a mile? What good does that do you?
Don't be a victim of cheap freight anymore. Take back control. These are turbulent times for the transportation industry, with companies merging or even closing their doors. Whether you're going out on your own or leasing on with a new company, know your operating costs. Look out for you and bid better with AccuBid Pro.
Sam, for real, bro, I'm seriously going to start like throwing some fucking ads in your group for AccuBid. I'm going to hook you up with Jimmy. I mean, like Sam, I really think that it could be a humongous service to you, and even if not to you and the people you work with, but just to the group, period, man. I mean,
right.
I really can't stress enough. He's really, really, really great people, man. And I know he could help a lot of your carriers out. And they talk about transparency. One of the things they need to be worried about transparency on is their cost. I mean, it really is. A lot of them don't know what they're doing. So I'm surely going to hook you up with them. Hunter, oh my God. Look at my wife. Look how hot she is. Can you believe this ugly mug is married to such a hottie like that? That's right. My wife has this friend named Iris, and her thing is like the Metro PCS commercial. She goes, bye. Like, that's so shit, dude. Like every time I hear someone say bye, I hear her voice in my head. Randy, we appreciate you watching, bro. We hope that you have a fantastic weekend yourself, my friend. I hope that that you are a follower or are following, liked our page. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn. Just search the Logistics Lounge. I mean, we really do put out amazing content. If you're on our Facebook or LinkedIn page, you can see I post everything from news articles. I say we post everything from news articles to memes, our show, just all kinds of information. You know, we really do strive, Hunter and I, to be a place for informative content for everybody in this industry. So if you aren't following us, please do. Like I said, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just look up the Logistics Lounge, and we look forward to seeing you, Randy, on some more shows, my friend. Hunter, before we leave, can you go ahead and drop another plug for some merch, baby?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull it
Hey,
up.
Rob, I gotta jump off. I gotta take care
Later,
of an
bro.
issue. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys having me on. You guys
Good,
have a
bro.
good weekend.
You too, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. Have a good one.
You too,
Sam,
guys.
great meeting you,
Thank
brother.
you too, Hunter. Thank you.
Sure.
Dude, I love Sam, bro. He is such an awesome fucking guy, Hunter. Like, for real, bro. He is
Dropping some wisdom. But you know what else is dropping? Some mother freaking merch. All right. Only Freight hats coming out embroidered. We got the lounge hats embroidered. All kinds of different variants. Beanies. Everything's embroidered. Once again, none of this shit is cheap, y'all. We are making the finest products for your service. There's nothing worse than spending $15 on some piece of shit product that's gonna fall apart in no time. It might be $5 more, but it'll last you a lifetime. Just like our love for our followers and viewers will last a lifetime at the lounge. All right. We got different colors. We got the champion shirts. Everybody who's in here is a champion. If you love it, let us know. If you hate it, let us know. We'll fix it. We'll cater to your services. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, God, I gotta find this guy. He's already rocking the merch. We don't even know him. He's cool. Cooler than me, because I don't even have this shirt yet. Soon to come, though. But once again, black. We got the navy blues. We got the gray. We got the white. Whatever you want. And if champion doesn't float your boat, we got the comfort colors. Look at that. Nice and clean. Got the comfort colors with the embroidered logo here. Gonna last forever. You're gonna feel it. Big, small, doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's having fun here with it. So jump through different colors. Lounge. And beans underwater right here, y'all. Nice little conversation piece. You want to wake up and have a good chuckle? It's Only Freight, okay? We got big, small, in between, whatever size you want. But there is more to come, ladies and gentlemen. The store is launching soon. We're going to be making some more merch. If you have any ideas, if you want anything, you know, shit, we can make yoga mats. We can make water bottles. We can make freaking laptop covers, mouse pads, whatever you need. Let us know, and we'll cater it to you. But soon to drop, we will be officially rocking the gear on our Christmas show. I'm not sure what the date is just yet, but
December 22nd.
Here with some of that loungewear. Live, laugh, logistics. Now, that's what it's all about, all right? The pro shop lives.
I love that slogan that you came up with, man. And I think that needs to be the slogan for the lounge is love, laugh, logistics, because that's what it is, man. We love logistics. We're all about the laugh, and the whole show is about logistics. So, dude, I love that you put that love, laugh, logistics. I absolutely love that. And yeah, like I said, if y'all got some ideas, you know, let us know. You know, we're just, you know, rolling out with the things that we know will be popular. Went to some shirts and some headgear, some coffee mugs. If you're in logistics and you don't drink coffee, then please let me know what your secret is, because I need to know, because I probably drink 3-4 cups a day.
I mean, you can put whiskey in that cup if that's your you know, your style, whatever it is.
For sure.
But it's going to be sexy.
That's it. And we will. Christmas show, December 22nd. We will be premiering our gear. And Hunter and I each have ordered some different headgear and some different shirts. And then Matt Clark we'll be getting our first coffee mug, and we will make sure to display that for y'all as well. And I don't care what y'all say, y'all know that Only Freight, y'all know that is sick right there, dude. That's the straight brainchild of Mr. Dr. Dre over here. So, Hunter, do you have any closing comments, my friend?
Man, as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Excited to see some new faces here like Randy and the team with Sam, and love the views on the lounge Facebook side tonight. I think we might have hit some record numbers, if not close today. So thank y'all for tuning in. And yeah, find us on LinkedIn, find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube. I got us on X now. Got to start promoting some stuff on there. But yeah, if you guys ever have any feedback for us, find me and Pedro on LinkedIn, and we'd love to chat with y'all. But happy Friday.
1,000%. And with my exit comments, I'll say I want to drop a reminder that after next week, we will be going on Wednesday and Thursday at 3:30, Friday at 4. We are doing this so y'all can end your day in the lounge, just have some good laughs, hear about some good content. And we got some great things coming. We got a new segment that we're going to be dropping on days that we do not go live to create some more engaging content for y'all. We got the store rolling out. We're just revamping things all the time. Got some incredible guests coming up. So we appreciate all the love that we're getting from everybody. Our views are getting up even during the show, even after the show, and we hope with this time change it will continue to grow. And please just follow us. Hunter and I are in this for the long haul. We plan to be here sitting in our walkers and complaining about these whippersnappers in 30 years. So with that said, we will bid you adieu. And Hunter, as always, would you please roll that beautiful bean footage?